What is going on, everybody? And welcome in to episode number 84. And if I am hyped, it is because I am back. I can relieve you, Enigma. You did a great job. Phenomenal job.
Thanks, buddy.
He did.
But
He did.
But your boy is back. And I am super stoked to be here. It's episode 84. And holy fuck, do we have a show for you guys this week. It's going to be all about PlayStation.
It's a good thing you're back. I was about to give you the rude awakening that you were running out of PDO, so
Right?
need you back
Yeah.
to work, whether
We,
you're dying or not.
I'm sorry, man, but you as a producer of the podcast, I can't have you gone for that long, man.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's
I
just,
don't get to take those
I
breaks.
I realized that you were sick, but like, come on, bro. Everybody gets
True.
sick.
I was considering cutting your bonus this year too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Actually, I might take that for myself.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. We should split it up between all three of us.
Split it up among
Yeah.
the three. Yeah, exactly.
I talked to upper management also, and I managed to talk them down from a level 2 attendance letter down to a level 1. So
Well,
Yeah, we're just gonna write you up instead
Yeah,
of give you a
yeah.
verbal
HR's
warning.
pissed though,
But
so
hey,
you're
we're
on
looking
thin
out
ice,
for you,
bud.
right? I mean,
I
welcome back.
I appreciate all of that. Thanks for all the love, guys.
Oh god.
But
No, we're happy to have you back, buddy. I'm glad you're back.
yeah, I
Glad
mean,
you're-
I am I missed everybody. I really did. This is it's one of those things that for sure it's hard to kind of put into words what it is to do this show and to be live and to also to just be away from it I can't tell you, like, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like the outpouring of just from our community, from you guys, from the team, everybody, just kind of when all this happened, like the love and support that was out there was just phenomenal, right? Like
There you go, buddy. That's just for you.
Aw.
what is just for
Aw.
me? I can't see it because I'm
My
like,
face.
He
My
put
face,
on- he
bro.
put a
oh,
heart
you
on the
changed your
screen.
heart to a balls and a V. That's weird.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah. That's I miss you. That's my pee-pee.
I appreciate it.
It's hard for you now.
Gross.
That's hard. Oh,
I feel like I may need
Shut
to
up.
need to
Shut
go
up.
back to the back to the
Oh
ER.
God.
Oh god.
But in any case, yeah, it's I don't want to dwell too much on it, but it was definitely a life-threatening kind of thing that happened due to some illness around COVID, and it was really touch and go there for a little bit. I spent the better half of 5 days in the ICU. There was worry about whether or not I was going to be able to make it because my oxygen I was only at like 2% with my lungs. And these guys, I talked to the crew and they were able to give me some really helpful words of encouragement that kind of helped me get better and all of that kind of stuff. So to the chat, to our listeners, I want to let you guys know, like, it really was you guys definitely helped me get through this. It was a really tough time. I can say that there's no permanent damage to my lungs, which I'm really happy about. So you guys didn't get rid of me that
Wonderful.
quickly. So
Wonderful.
I'm going to be around for the foreseeable future of these episodes. But every day is definitely a step in the right direction. So super excited to be here. Super excited to back again. Thank you so much to the crew, to everybody, to just holding it down. You guys did a phenomenal job, and I missed being here. So, all right.
Oh yeah, buddy. We missed having you around.
yeah,
So,
definitely. It's good to have you back.
Mostly just because I don't like hosting, but yeah, we did.
trust me,
Yeah.
go ahead.
You did surprisingly decent.
No, it's
I
yeah.
appreciate it, boys.
I will
Yeah,
say
you
it does show how much of a pain in the ass it is to try to fucking do this.
Oh,
Hosting
100%.
is
man.
not
I mean,
easy, man.
84 episodes, and you hosted 80 of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
So, but
yeah.
it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have a reason to host these if it wasn't for these three guys sitting here, day in and day out, and putting the support. And also, guys, go check out our shorts. Go check out our other content, man. We Enigma and Scruffy and Bill are pumping out some amazing shorts, amazing
Bill
cut
and
ups.
Enigma. We're hitting it.
Yeah, okay. This lazy piece of shit up here doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he barely shows up for the cast. We have to drag him out of bed to be like, hey,
It's
man,
true.
drag him
Does,
drag him
man.
away from work. So he's a working
How
boy,
dare you, sir?
right?
Yeah,
So
I know. How
but
dare I have a
it's all right.
life?
it's all right. You get the Gen Zers that we need. So that's good. So,
I don't associate with them.
So anyway, but no, go check out our other content, guys. Our shorts, our Twitter, our Discord. Obviously, you can listen to the other 83 episodes on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast or any of your preferred podcast apps. Also on Spotify. Fuck, we're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. I mean, there's not really anywhere you can't catch us. We're kind of like crabs. We're everywhere. So once you get us, it's really hard to get rid of us too. So.
Everything evolutionary wise goes back to crabs. So
yeah, for sure.
True.
I think we should have like a general surgeon's warning on our show because we're
like the syphilis of podcasting.
Okay, I was gonna go with like nicotine, but sure, you can go. You can go that route if you'd like.
Sickness, addiction. I mean,
we've literally every one of us has been sick for the past 2 months, man. Like,
fuck that dog, by the way. Whatever that look like, it's my fault. I'm the one that put it up there. So obviously,
you brought that curse onto us.
Fuck that dog, dude. So, but we digress. This show specifically is going to be a little bit different. I know, right? You're kind of like, what the fuck's going to happen? Like, Sin's back, and now the show's different. Like, yeah, this one is a special show because we're going to talk about this Sony or PlayStation Showcase. We have an exclusive interview with Jim Ryan via the showcase. So thanks, Jim Ryan, for doing that. We were actually the reason why he was on that show. To be 100% honest, how many times did we say, like, Jim Ryan, we're like, you need to address the public? And finally, he called us and was like, hey, is it, are you guys okay if I show up on the showcase? And Bill was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I said no. I was like, no, we don't want to see your face.
But we said because like Sin's back, the whole full crew's here now. You know,
Jim's here.
I mean, it was
Jim's
the perfect
here.
time.
Yeah. We I'm just saying we can fit. I've got plenty of room. We have plenty of room to fit Phil and Jim on the cast. In fact, I think that would be like an amazing cast to have like. Legitimately, how great of I don't care whose podcast it would be, but how good of a podcast.
Only if they have a rap battle live.
A rap battle. Epic rap battles.
Man, that'd be great. So, but anyway, so this show that we're gonna talk specifically about the PlayStation Showcase. We're gonna go through it, video by video. Yes, we are gonna skip over what Jim Ryan said. I don't think we need to sit there and digress on that. But we are going to go over the actual showcase and just kind of give our thoughts, and then we'll do some quick hits at the very end if there's time, and obviously have your questions ready for the show or your thoughts and input. We'd love to know what you guys are thinking. And on that, just so you know, if you're listening to us after the fact, you can join us live right here on YouTube or Twitch. We do this every Thursday. Come sickness or death at 10:30 Eastern. So you know what I mean. So be here.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready? You guys ready to get into this nastiness of this showcase?
I'm ready for the spice of life.
Yes,
hold on.
Talking about Sony.
Hey, hold on a sec. I just realized something. Bill, are you what?
Yeah.
What shirt?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, it's for you.
Aww.
I was gonna bring it up at the end of the show, but yeah.
I just sat down and that's aw. Well, Bill, much love, buddy. I'm touching myself because of that. No, I'm just kidding. That's real weird.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's all right. No, I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot. That really does. That's cool. I appreciate it. But let's talk about the fucking show. Let's talk about the showcase. So why while this thing is kind of kicking started and going forward, why the fuck did this show garnish so much hatred?
A few reasons that I can think of.
But I mean, I was really hard on the showcase.
I expected you to come in here full hate. Honestly. The fact that you're not is surprising to me.
This was better than last one. I thought this one was better than the last showcase. I did not like the last showcase.
The last showcase was doo-doo.
So I think the reason people are having issues with this one is because this is effectively their E3 showcase. This was what they would have had at like an E3 style show.
Wasn't their last one just a state of play though?
Their last one was just a state of play.
Right.
They haven't had a full PlayStation showcase in I think 2 years.
Yeah,
it's been a while. Yeah.
It's just been state of
play. They did their
summer.
They did their summer showcase, didn't they? Last year, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
They might have.
I mean, this one is much larger scale than any of their other showcases as of recently.
I mean, it to me, here's what I'll say, right? And I'm gonna pause here because we're already on to the first thing. I thought they took a little bit longer, but apparently they didn't.
They went right into it.
So the I think that's a problem that Sony's got right now, because like they do these state of plays, and I think people are like, it's hard to be like, for me, I'm like, okay, it's a showcase. It's like the state of play and the showcase are the same fucking thing, right? I mean, are they supposed to be differentiated? Is there supposed to be a difference between
I
the two?
mean, the state of play is like a 15-20 minute thing. A showcase is supposed
Yeah.
to be a little bit bigger. It's
Right.
I think the
But
state
I-
of plays are just supposed to be like a midterm, like what
yeah,
we
like
have
an
going on
update
right
of what
now.
we've got going
yeah.
on.
Right. Right.
And then the
see
showcases,
what
like
you're
the summer
s-
showcase, is supposed to be like the all encompassing.
I see what you're saying, those things. Like, I don't know. To me, at least, like, I didn't understand like how much hype there was around this. I didn't feel like there was much hype other than
I
like
mean, they
the
they
Spider-Man
directly
fanboys.
advertised that this was supposed to blow your balls off. So
Yeah.
I don't think my balls have been blown off.
nah, def nah.
Sorry,
Def
sorry,
nah.
Jim.
Unfortunately,
Sorry, Jimmy boy.
I was working. I didn't even get to watch this, so this will be my first time actually even seeing this.
So-
You're gonna
Okay.
you might be able to see Scruffy's balls be blown off live if he likes it. that much.
Live.
Maybe live, man.
I did not like. I liked this more than I liked, obviously, the state of play.
Right.
I think that there were more moments that were okay, like I like cool, like games or whatever. I mean, I think yes, like here's the one thing I'll say through all of this, and I'm gonna spoil any if you have not seen this, Scruffy, and anybody else is listening, like it's getting now to a point with Bloodborne where I'm like, bro, you guys are remaking a lot of shit. Like you're
Oh my God,
remaking,
Yeah.
you know,
I think,
Metal Gear
I think
Solid,
they're like
what the
I think
hell
they're
are you
like
doing?
saving, bro. I honestly think
It's-
they're saving Bloodborne for like that's their rainy day fun. They're like, if we
Yeah.
get in the shit, if we get in the weeds, we'll just drop
Bloodborne
the
PC
we'll just
port is
drop
like
the
their next
Bloodborne PC
Elden
port.
Ring. It's like
My-
the Elden Ring.
My theory is that they're going to have it be like the remake launch title for whatever like the PS5 Pro is or whatnot.
Yeah, maybe.
possible.
Very
I-
well could have.
maybe.
Yeah.
So this game, real quick, I'm gonna pause it here.
Fair games.
Fair game. So the one thing that I got from this show is that showcase is that they are doing a lot of extraction shooters. Like it is like
Yeah.
like Sony
Yeah,
wants
it's
to
very
have.
strange,
that's still
man.
the new thing, man. Like that's the new.
But it's
era
not.
Of
It's not
shooters.
new.
Well, it's not new, but it's been blown
Now-
up ever since EFT. You can't
Now is
deny
this
that.
confirmed an extraction shooter?
Yes, this is an extraction
Okay.
shooter. Yeah, fair game.
Because I
is-
wasn't sure
is-
if it was like an extraction shooter, if it was more like a payday style game.
No, so this is well, it has the feel of Payday, but from what I've seen, but it is confirmed an extraction shooter. But it's like two teams go in to compete to get cash and get out.
It kind of
yeah,
looks
and,
like the finals.
Yeah,
Can you
I
restart
get,
it?
yeah, yeah,
Did you get that vibe too a little
yeah,
bit?
100%, 100%.
I think
Got
it looks like I think it looks like competitive Redfall.
God.
Redfall.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Like you remember the Redfall cinematic trailers that came out
Yeah.
whenever that game first got announced? It has a very similar feel to those as far as
So
like
you're saying this was
how
actually
they-
Redfall's first stage before they swapped genres?
it looks like artistic wise and like stylistically like it's a very similar cinematic trailer to what Redfall's original cinematic trailers were.
Like,
and I hope-
yeah.
Yeah,
I hope
it's-
that doesn't bode poorly for the fate of this game because
And I don't. This
Don't
is
know how
this
that
is
went.
Haven, right? This is the people that did what was that? Fuck. I can see the yellow helmet with the busted guy. It's like his helmet.
Bob
and
the Builder.
no, fuck no.
Fair
God
game.
damn it. Oh my god, it's a shooter, and the dude's face is like, and it's all about like
let's
this.
play some charades.
The name that a draw that you can have like. Oh my god, it's gonna piss me
Oh,
off.
keep it going.
This
I
is-
like this.
Yeah, this is from Haven Studios. Haven Studios.
Are they a
games.
new studios? Maybe they aren't new, but I
No.
I want to
Um,
say that they did this game, and it's like a one. It's like something, some drug that they did.
It's their first game. It's their
Okay.
first
I,
game.
it's
yeah,
not
I'm not
Never
seeing
mind.
any other
They're
games
doing
from
drugs
these
now.
guys.
No, the game is like this, and it's gonna. You guys need to find that game. I don't know what it. I don't know. It's a PlayStation exclusive game.
This-
You guys need to find it. I don't fucking.
The game, the drug game with the yellow helmet. That's a great
Yeah, the
descriptor.
yellow-
Yeah,
I don't know
I'll get right
I
on
don't
that.
know.
I'll go talk to Chat GPT, see if they
Yeah,
can
go
fucking
figure that
find
out.
it. Yeah.
Sin's come back and he's a little bit loopy, guys. We apologize.
Dude, fuck you. Yesterday, I was watching this with Enigma, and I literally like 9 for 9. Like was like, oh, that's this game. Oh, that's this game. Oh, that's this game. So
Hey,
fuck
hey,
you.
go back to the game. I don't want to look at Jim Ryan.
Okay.
I don't even like that guy.
Jim Ryan.
So yeah, I mean, like the So the theory, well, what people are saying is basically this is like you're robbing from the rich to give to the poor. Like you're basically playing like a
Right.
Robin Hood.
Right.
Are you talking about Haze?
Yes. Thank you.
I searched up yellow helmet
I
shooter.
told you. I told you.
I don't know if this is an extraction shooter. I'm reading that it's just like a heist game of some
That's
sort.
so I've read in multiple places that this is supposed to be an extraction shooter against where it's 2 teams of 3 or multiple teams of 3 go against each other to rob certain like almost like have a value target like Payday or Hitman, but you're going against multiple teams to get it and get out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know.
So-
I'm reading Sony's new title is called Fair Games, or rather Fair Game with a
$sign.
$. If you're going to be fine, if you're going to read the fine print, the new title looks to be a payday-like shooter where motley crews are robbing the rich and elite while also duking it out against one another to take home all the cash. So it very, very
Yeah,
could be,
I mean, I
don't
think
know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
mean,
like
they showed 2 teams going against each other in the
That's-
trailer, so it's definitely going to have a competitive aspect. but-
Honestly, that's one of the biggest complaints I can have for this showcase is like we saw a lot of games, but a lot of games we saw nothing from the
Like,
game. Right?
yeah,
it was
a
just
lot
it
of
was just a
cinematics.
bunch of cinematics, and that's it.
I hate that, man. That's never like a good look in my opinion.
Or the ones
Well,
that we
you know
did
Sony,
see
man.
for
those-
them to do like
the-
cinematics and then add some gameplay,
Yeah.
that's
The-
fine.
that was the one that cracked me up was like that's what I was about to say is the ones that cracked me up were like the ones that were like they looked like gameplay footage, but down at the bottom it
Mhm.
says this is not in-game footage.
Yeah, that's even worse too.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, here's my thing, right? Like, I don't think that's a big issue to show gameplay footage or non-gameplay footage a lot. I mean, because didn't Xbox do the same thing a few years ago? Didn't they only show
Yeah,
like
we-
They
we
did,
already
and
like
I
that.
and I had an issue with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So many
my biggest-
showcases
Get
do
Jim
that.
Ryan off the screen.
My biggest issue with
no,
it is
wait, leave this time to talk.
my biggest issue is in the fact that like people are they're pushing out like trailers that are just cinematic trailers because obviously Final Fantasy 16 did it in the same place, right? The problem that I have with it is that the entire fucking showcase was nothing but cinematic trailers essentially, other than like a handful, you know.
You can
Yeah.
do that, but you sprinkle in at least some, gameplay trailers would be
Yeah.
nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
Well,
the next
we
game?
talked about this is the next game. So this actually
This looks pretty fun.
yeah,
This
I
looks
lo-
pretty good.
so this is
I like the
Helldi-
humor to it.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
Helldivers 2, which the humor is the part that I'm kind of like, I don't know, because Helldivers 1 didn't have humor like that. Like it wasn't.
It looks like they're going for like some Obsidian type humor, like Outer World and
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I thought-
getting
I-
like
I'm
I thought this
pretty
was-
sure that they were. I'm pretty sure they're
Starship
looking for
Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
That's
yeah,
exactly
that's
what I said.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I said I was like, is this a Starship? Are they
So
are they
did I,
highlighting
yeah.
Starship Trooper extract
That's
like
funny.
the extermination?
Yeah, so did I. Whenever I was streaming the entire thing the other day, and I was like, I thought that this was Starship Troopers. I was looking at it like this looks nothing like Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
it looks good though.
No, it does.
I would be down for it. I'm assuming it's going to be like a. Is it going to be a campaign? Well, we don't know anything.
We
At
don't
least
know.
we got
Yeah.
actual gameplay with
yeah,
this one.
the only thing that's crazy to me is that, which I'm actually not against, is that Helldivers was a top-down isometric shooter. This
Right.
is it will.
Third person.
We were getting third-person views. Now there was something, I don't know if you guys saw it popped up, that said like camera angles don't represent.
They
This
could
en-
be pulling a Risk of
this
Rain
entire-
here.
This was one of the ones that cracked me up. With this is not technically. I mean, yeah, it does look like gameplay footage, but at the start of it, this is one of the titles I think that had
Yeah.
none of this is in
Did
game
it?
footage. Yeah,
Oh no. Did it say? I don't think it said none of it's
This-
in-game
I
footage.
I thought
said-
it did. Yeah,
No, it says that the camera. It's something about the because I made the comment about the camera angles. It's like in here. It says like the okay, hold on, right here. It says some camera angles adjusted for trailer use.
I'm sure it's the top-down ones because these third-person
Gotcha.
ones they look legit gameplay to me at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's gameplay footage. It's just that was the question of like because Helldivers 1 was a top-down shooter. It was not a third-person game.
Yeah.
it was
so-
like an RTS. Yeah.
yeah.
So like I
Um,
said, they might be pulling some like Risk of Rain deal here. Like Risk of Rain 1 to 2. They
Change
just
the genre.
totally swap
Yeah.
genres. Yeah,
Yeah, which is fine. I
looks
think
good,
it looks
though.
good. Yeah.
it does. Yeah,
I
I would
think-
play this rather than the first. Personal preference on my part there.
You need
Honestly,
to play the
I
first.
went
Though.
through-
The first one's really good.
I went through a couple of like I thought this was Firefall. You remember Firefall
Oh
from
my
back
god,
in the day?
Firefall. Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
I,
remember
I
that.
thought I thought this was fucking Firefall
That's
with
funny.
Sony, and I was like, they're bringing back Firefall. That
Nah,
did
they would
terribly.
never do that. That game bombed, bro.
Yeah, this but this you need to play Helldivers 1. It's really good. Like it's cheap.
Well, it's an RTS though, right?
No, it's a top-down isometric
shooter.
shooter.
I thought it was an
Oh, I
RTS.
thought
No,
it was an RTS.
no, it's a
I've always
four-player
been under that
horde mode
opinion.
yeah, it's a
assumption.
blast, man. It's a really great time. Like it's really fun. So I'm excited about this.
You can definitely tell that they're trying to go for the Starship Troopers thing. with,
Yeah,
like, the
absolutely.
Enlist
Yeah.
today.
And I don't think that's a bad
No,
move
absolutely
to
not.
go.
By the way,
That's
I want
cool, yeah.
us to play the fucking new Starship Troopers Extermination game at some point. I've heard
Really?
it's jank as shit, but I've heard it's
It
a
looks
fucking
jank.
it's so
It
much
looks
fun.
jank
I've
as
heard it is
shit.
so much fun.
I've heard it's really fun, but it's
I've,
just
I've
janky as hell.
watched some of it.
Let me tell you
It
something.
looks
This
janky.
game, I have a massive boner for, and I don't like first person. I don't like single player games, but this thing right here, man, I am
This
all
was
about.
this was
And it's an
Immortals of
EA game.
Avion.
EA's on that redemption arc, baby.
Yeah.
Except for
Well,
except,
it has-
except for Star Wars.
it
Well,
hasn't
they-
released yet. Let's be real.
They fixed supposedly they fixed a lot of Star Wars issues, like that
They
people are
they
having some
fixed
issues,
it,
so.
but it still doesn't.
Well, it
It's
didn't
the same
launch
like
yet.
Callisto Protocol. The damage is done.
I don't know, man. That game. Well, we're not here to talk. We'll talk about that at another time. But this game.
This looks interesting.
It's like it gives me like
Oh, that's why you like it right there, Buff
Yeah.
Mommy.
yeah.
I was just
absolutely.
gonna say Buff Mommy. Yeah.
Well, she's not in a furry outfit, so no. Sorry.
It's true.
oh,
yeah.
he's accepted it.
But so obviously you get Skyrim vibes, but like this gives me kind of like what I would imagine like if someone did a mod for Forspoken and did like different kind of
I
like,
was about to say the same thing. This
Yeah.
is first person Forspoken.
I get like Doom meets Skyrim meets Destiny vibes.
I
from this.
love the magic, like the
You
ability
know-
of the magic stuff in here. It looks so good.
What is that games and that isometric? You know, this is reminding me of Last Epoch as if it was first person. Look, there was like portals and stuff. There's magic and like future stuff. I don't know.
Was
This
this
game-
was this one real gameplay?
This was real
Is
good.
anything-
Yeah.
Looks dude. They did the thing.
The what
The
thing?
thing? That thing?
The justice, the guy with the light around him.
The justice
Yeah.
thing.
Meme?
That doesn't. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's got the golden mask. What's his name? He's a DC guy.
You're talking about the I know what you're talking about. You're talking
Um,
about the wizard or Doctor Strange knockoff. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
What I like about this is like the way that like all the magic kind of plays together, and like it looks like you're able to have some kind of real
Build variety.
yeah. I'm gonna take it back just a little bit as we continue to talk about this. Also, Bill, Returnal vibes a little bit, right? Like kind of get any kind of
Kinda
Returnal
maybe.
vibes, like
With some of the enemy design and stuff.
right.
There's a lot of vibes coming off this game.
which
Yeah.
which
Yeah, they
honestly,
pulled
I mean, some
from
of
a
the
lot.
character design gives me like oh, what was that crappy looter shooter? That was a third person.
There's
was
a
a
lot of
meme.
those.
Yeah, you gotta be a lot more
Losers.
specific than that, boo boo.
Man, this is just the podcast where we can't remember games.
third person
Crappy
looter shooter.
loser.
Does it have
Third
a
person
yellow
looter
helmet?
shooter had really shitty humor.
Not Remnant.
Golly.
Yeah.
From
Remnant?
from what's it called?
No,
no,
not
not
Remnant.
Remnant.
No.
Wait, was this the one that we
Well,
just
I
played?
mean-
The beta, the thing that came out. and
Nah,
went-
The bait-
No.
No, I think I
it
know
was-
which one
but
you're
we
talking
did
about. It's,
play
I
it's
had
from
a personal vendetta against this
hold
game
on,
for a while.
not the God, the
No.
one I played.
No.
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 It came out at the same time,
It's
though. It came out at the same time. Where the hell
Who
is
fucking
it?
knows? So, chat saying
know-
Bioshock
I know what you're
vibes. I can
talking
see
about.
that too. I
I
can
can see the
definitely keep
Bioshock
Bioshock for
vibes
sure.
with
Yeah.
the gauntlet and magic and stuff for sure.
Not to diverge from this, but when I mentioned Returnal, do you know that they are working on a first person mod for that game, which I
great.
am very excited for.
You
So,
talking about Outriders?
The Outriders. Yep.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was
Yeah,
it. That was what I was thinking
Yeah.
of.
but this game is right around the corner. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely
When
gonna
does this one drop?
Yeah,
July
July
20th.
20th.
July 20th.
Dang, they've
looked
been holding
interesting.
they've been holding that
I'm,
one for a while,
They've got a couple of games in this that are like releasing like literally in like a week.
which
Yeah.
which is a lot. Like that is one thing I can respect. They don't announce the game until it's ready,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the most part.
Maybe.
Um,
There's still time to.
Well, we'll
This
see
one-
what condition it launches in, but
So-
this one was really interesting. The first one was really good. I think it was called
Ghost Runner?
Ghost Runners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Ghost
is
Runner.
Ghost Runners 2.
Oh,
This is Ghost Runner 2.
The other theme that I
never
got-
played the first one, but I heard it was really good.
It's very
So did
good.
I.
And it's
Yeah.
actually, I think it's on Game Pass now. The everything in this showcase for the most part gave me Destiny vibes. I was like, is this Destiny? Is this Destiny?
Dude,
Is this Destiny?
just
Bungie
thought that,
influence
like,
all
twice
around.
now.
I was like,
Yeah.
why is everything in a cyberpunk fucking robot like Destiny style
So,
thing? It's
that's
weird.
The,
you know.
the new in thing these days is
Yeah.
the cyberpunk thing.
But
You know
Yeah.
what I'm surprised we haven't seen is a cyberpunk. No,
they
No,
won't
never
they
mind.
won't HR,
I
or
was
not
gonna
HR,
say-
marketing won't do
I was
anything with
gonna s-
cyberpunk for a while.
I was gonna say a cyberpunk style extraction shooter, but staying corrected. Dr. Disrespect is making that.
Yeah.
There you
it's
go.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game so anyway, Ghost Runner 2, yes, I think Ghost Runner 1, go play it. It's
That
very
looks
fun.
good.
Ghost Runner 2,
Yeah.
you know.
And now they got Akira motorcycle.
yeah. This one is Phantom Blade, right? Isn't that-
yeah, this
Phantom
one
Blade,
I
yeah.
was somewhat interested in.
I could see
It
this
looks
being
really
good.
good.
Like the
I-
dark
vibes
hardcore.
right here.
I kept saying Neo 3. I was like, is this fucking Neo 3? This looks like Neo 3 because the dude
Well,
looks exactly like the main
Is
character.
this
Yeah.
Destiny 2?
Yeah,
right?
Sword
This is-
Cowboy?
This is Destiny 1.5.
It's
Yeah.
what's weird is that I feel like so many of these now too are like, oh, because Elden Ring, and I know that this game has been, I'm sure, in development way before, but like it just is very much like we've got to capture that. Like we got to like a lot of this stuff in the enemies. I was like,
Oh, look at that
it feels like-
dragon though. That dragon's so
feels like-
cool.
it feels like Elden Ring vibes.
I like those faceless guys. Those are creepy.
I
Yeah.
also got like very much of like I don't want to say Sekiro, but like a Wulong.
I'd definitely say Sekiro for sure.
I get more of a Wulong than I do Sekiro from this Fallen Dynasty.
Oh, the enemy, the character and enemy design is really good in this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we still haven't. I don't think they've shown. We don't know if this is this gameplay.
Well, gameplay or
I
not,
do
I
think
mean
they
that's
showed
that's
There's
their
the gameplay.
character
This
and
is
enemies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like I said, 100%. It looks really good. I think I'm personally under the assumption this is going to be an exclusive, though. I don't
It is an
see
exclusive.
this.
It is.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
what I
it's
figured.
been confirmed an exclusive.
So
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
get
this
more of the
coming to
Sekiro
PC.
vibe than I do an Elden Ring or Dark Souls
So do
vibe. But
I.
I've
Yeah.
recently been playing through Sekiro again, and I forgot how good that game is.
it's very underrated. It's
I mean,
rated
it
at-
won Game of the Year. It can't be that underrated, but it is.
but
the-
by fans. I mean, by yes, it won Game of the Year, but by community, like
Fan base, not
yeah,
critic.
I don't want to say fans because fan base of the game love it, but like Bloodborne and like outside of it, they don't look at it as like, it's not rated as one of the best. Like it's like, I don't know. I hear a lot of people like not shit on it, but just kind of be like, nah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back to it. I played it right before one of my episodes, and I can't. It's something I can't go back to play it. So it really that ruined my game, unfortunately.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks smooth. Do you
Yeah.
think that we're getting too many of this? Like, is it oversaturating? Right? Like we just had Wulong Fallen Dynasty. We just had Neo 2 or 3. Neo 3, right? 3?
Neo
2?
2.
Neo 2.
I don't think
Yeah.
they've had
Yeah.
Neo 3 yet.
No.
We've just gotten, I don't know. I kind of like, there was Sekiro. It's like, is this too much? So
I don't think
of
so.
this.
My,
Well.
my biggest thing is like I think that it's
Ghost of Tsushima.
it's a good little genre to kind of like build into because like Japanese and Chinese lore is so vast and varied that you can really have like a game that's under the same under the same influence, but like it's still different. You can still play differently. You can still have different lore and everything.
Is
like
this a
that,
brand
so,
new IP?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
believe so.
Yep,
What
it
I-
is also it's a new IP. I think it's the first game for this studio too.
What I would, what genre that we don't see, or area that we don't see a lot of that I wish we would, is how come we don't see like the African landscape, like we or even just like I don't think like the Nordic time frame is really touched upon that much. Like we just you had Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed did it or whatever. Like I feel like there's such an opening
God
for
of
those
War.
areas. Yeah, but I mean, we get some stuff. Like I'll pause here because this is another game, but it's just I don't know. Like I would love to see something like this, like almost like a Souls-like game built into
think
like
that's
the
one-
African landscape. Like I think that'd be dope, dude. Like during World
I think
War
that's
times.
one reason why I like Assassin's Creed is because they are willing to go into like certain
They've
areas.
gone
Like
into many
they've got
areas,
like
yeah.
they've got like Egypt, they've done Rome, they've done
Valhalla.
Viking, everything like that.
Yeah.
But even before that, they were in Persia, they were in Italy,
Pirates.
they were in Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, everything like that. So it's but the worst part about it is though is that Call of Duty, they just pump them out. And like granted, yeah, it's a cool like a cool setting and everything like that, but like I don't know, man, it's just too copy and
I
paste
think
for me
it
sometimes.
it just comes down to like what's really popular, and that's definitely Eastern style
Granted,
games and
granted, we will see
Western style
another.
games.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but we will see another thing from Ubisoft later on in the showcase, and I'm actually impressed with that they went back. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Now this game, the moment I saw like the whole flow, I'll rewind it just a little bit. The moment that I saw this like whole like this, I was like, oh, it's Journey 2.
It's Journey. Yeah,
It's
Looked like
another Journey.
yeah.
But it's from Giant
it's made
Squid.
by the same people
Yeah.
that made Journey.
Yeah.
So.
I never played Journey. Another one I
They
haven't
got their
touched.
genre, man. They like their trippy like experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Journey always like hit me as one of those. I wanted to play it, the original Journey, because I've heard it's really fucking good. Like
It's good.
the story
Yeah.
and everything is really fucking. But
Dude surfing on a sword.
I just can't do like the artistic like the cat game from a year
Yeah,
ago. Like I still
right.
don't fucking understand the allure of like playing some of those games.
I mean, I wouldn't put this in Stray. I mean, this is like Tony Hawk and
I'm not
This
I'm
is
not
like
saying
Tony
that,
Hawk.
but I am saying that
Oh
it's
my
more
God.
of like a narrative driven rather than just being like a full combat game.
Yeah,
like it's more of, like,
it's almost like a
narrative-driven
visual
game.
novel in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
experiencing. I mean, the thing about Journey
Yeah,
that made
it's-
Journey so good also too is that and it's the same thing that like kind of made Fez good, right? Like it's like you don't understand really truly what you're doing, and also too like there was some allure to in Journey as to whether it was actually multiplayer, but it like there were you encountered other people that were kind of like
On that journey.
you don't know if that was a real person like that was in there or not, and there was confirmation that was like a shadow of that person. So like
Right.
anyway, it's kind of cool.
So that was Sword of the Sea.
Yeah,
Just
Sword
so-
of the Sea.
Yeah.
In case nobody and people weren't watching that, but yeah, that was Sword of the Sea. I think that's a PlayStation 5 exclusive as
if-
well. Or
yep,
correct
yeah,
me
it
if I'm
is.
wrong,
Oh,
but-
It is.
Is this iRobot the game?
No, this is Talos Principle 2, dummy.
Oh man, I was ready for.
I Robot the
Idiot.
game.
You were ready for
I would play that.
you were ready for Will Smith to come
Will
out and be like,
Smith,
oh,
yeah.
that's hot. Oh, that's
That's
hot.
Yeah.
What's
Keep
up?
my motherfucking robot's name out your motherfucking mouth. I
This
actually
is one
like
of
the
those puzzle
Talos
games,
Principle.
right?
Yeah, Talos Principle is
Yeah,
really
this
good.
is- This is like
I
a
heard It was
puzzle-
really good. I just again.
This,
mean,
this is like a
it's-
full puzzle, like like maze explorer and everything
Yeah,
like that.
it's-
And
I
I've
want
heard
to
that
play
it's.
it. Honestly, it
I've heard
looks
that like
beautiful.
the puzzles are extremely hard, but like extremely rewarding
Rewarding.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the way to play this
Same.
game. Like to play Talos, at least Principle, the first one is play it in VR. That's the way to
That's
play.
what-
That is the
yeah.
definitive way to play that game. The non VR version is fine. It's great, but VR takes it to a whole other level. It's very very good. So Talos
Really
Principle
cool
2,
world.
cool. So that's
Is that coming to PS5 exclusive, or is that going to be out on PC as
No,
well?
I
Maybe
can't-
timed.
no, I think it's
don't
I think it's on
imagine-
Xbox.
I think it's coming out on everything. Yeah,
I-
'cause
I'm
it's
It
like
said
Talos,
right there.
Talos
It
is
said
out
only
everywhere.
PS5.
Well, that
Oh.
they said that on a lot of shit, but I don't think that
Did
that's
they?
the case.
It's at least coming to Steam.
I'm
Okay.
yeah, it is coming. It's Xbox too.
It's
They-
on
they made-
Xbox.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
A lot,
Um,
and that's one thing I will say about this showcase is it seems like a lot of the games are either timed exclusives or just full on cross platform, which
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Yeah, well,
It
you were
shows
the only
that
one
Sony's
because
at least willing to play ball a little bit with cross platform.
well, I don't think that
formism.
I don't think that they could. Like, so one, I'm going to pause this real quick for here because one thing that I wanted to touch on in the beginning and we didn't, because we talk about kind of the Microsoft news. It got approved by China. It also got approved by like the UK overall arching like government, not the CMA, but or CMEA or whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, so that deal is pretty much locked up. Like that's it's past
So it's
30,
just
37.
It's just UK and US now.
Well, the UK has approved it. The UK government has approved it. The CMA has to approve it for other bits and pieces. But essentially, the UK government said like this, like basically told the CMA to go fuck themselves, essentially, with it because they So it's approved out of the 37 out of the 39 or 38 countries that need to get it done. So, but in any case, what I was to say is that I don't know if Sony. It was smart of them to not be like, this is exclusive, this is exclusive, this is exclusive, because it would be really hard when you're battling out Microsoft by saying like, oh, you're locking things behind walls and we're not going to have access to it, and Sony, then
Right.
goes behind and locks all this shit. So kudos on them, but fans were fucking pissed. That is the one thing that I did see. Like they were like, why is everything
Fuck
fucking
the fanboys, dude.
multi?
I don't give a shit.
Dang,
Fuck the
Bill
fanboys.
said it.
Fuck you, Sony ponies. Fuck you, Xbox.
Bill said it.
Like,
I feel like we've seen Bill's like character progression through this podcast.
I think he's
and
just
it
tired of
really is-
Enigma and me just beating the shit out of him.
no,
about
I'm,
it.
No, I-
honestly,
I
I'm
think
just
he's
tired
genuine,
of
man.
every
Yeah,
single
I know.
thing that I go on being a war down in the comment sections about one plastic box billion-dollar company versus another.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it, dude. Like, let gamers have games. Be happy that more people get to play these games,
Yeah.
and call it a day. Like, don't hold your stuff as a status symbol.
I was about to say, do
Because
we
it
want to go
doesn't
back
actually
to start
fucking
this?
matter,
Yeah.
dude. It
No,
doesn't matter.
Absolutely. I mean, I fully agree. And I think that what, I think Sony is starting to realize too is that like this is you're basically in a like if you're going to do that, you're going to be in a console war with yourself, because Xbox is kind of saying, we don't like, this is, I guarantee the
Xbox
last
is
generation.
stepping down out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I am,
last generation of consoles. You're about to say?
they're just
for
stepping out.
Xbox?
They're just stepping out of the console.
They're stepping
war.
out of the consoles in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
So, I think Sony is maybe which is great. Sony needs to. They need to get out of that mentality.
Genuinely.
So and if not,
I think it's still a little bit until we see that though.
I'm always curious if Xbox steps out of it, if they're gonna start trying to take on Nintendo at that point, because their entire fucking culture
Didn't they
is
just
built.
hit like a jab at Nintendo too?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
their
We'll-
entire
we'll
their
see that
entire
later in the
culture.
showcase
Yeah.
as
Their
well.
entire
Yeah.
culture for Sony is
It
built
will.
around
Oh my
having
gosh.
to have some form of console war going on at some point.
Yeah. So this game, I wasn't a fan of Gris, but this
I know some people who are. It's another kind of like visual novel type
Yeah.
game.
This game hit me in the feels, man. Doggo, poor
Yeah.
Wolfie.
Yeah.
you're a weenie.
This is Neva. I think it's Neva or Neva. I can't.
This is
tell.
looking like Gris meets what's that?
Ori. Yeah.
Yeah, Ori for sure.
yeah,
It gave me
Wisps.
like big Ori vibes.
What
Yeah.
I'm hoping is that it's kind of like Ori, but it like the gameplay is Ori, but in this art style. I would really love like that, because I
That would
respect
be
this.
dope.
I
Yeah.
respect this art style a lot.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
simplistic. It's nice.
I don't like the
Neva.
Neva. So
novel
it's
stuff,
Devolver
so-
Digital. I wasn't sure
Devolver's
if this.
excited
I wasn't sure
about
if this was
the
going to be
hangers.
a PlayStation 5 exclusive or not,
Is
but
this
with
Cat
Devolver
Quest?
Digital, I'm sure it'll come.
I'm so excited about this game. This game looks so much fun, dude. It looks just like goofy
Yeah?
and fun. Yeah, man. And
It
yes,
is Cat Quest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so
like
the
look at
furry's
this.
locked
Look
in.
at this art style. It's not the furry
Yep.
shit, man. Look at the art style.
It is the
Like,
furry
this
shit, bro.
is-
He's like,
Oh my
this
God.
is my
It
spirit
Have you
could
animal.
played
here.
the other Cat Quests?
No,
Sim?
no.
They're fun. They're just like this. They're the same type of deal, like this top map kind of stuff. This one looks
this-
like it goes and does a bit more, but yeah,
This
no, they're
Loki
fun.
looks good as hell.
Dude, I love the art
Yeah.
style. Like it could be anything, and with this kind of art style and play style, I love it, dude. I'm all about it. Like I think it's
Yeah.
super cool. So
You'll
excited
enjoy
about
this.
that as well.
Yeah,
It'd be dope if it
when's
was
the
co-op.
Persona though, for real?
Yeah, for
oh
real.
my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, what-
I'm
You-
getting
you-
my.
you
I'm
just-
getting my
you just
V2
rebranded,
model.
man,
yeah, I'm
like,
getting my
yeah.
V2 model. Shut up. That's not even been
What's-
announced yet. Way to go. Wow. Wow.
It was already said in
Ooh.
the chat, bro.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, is
Okay,
this
what do we got here?
wait, is this the fucking stupid? It is.
Yeah,
man.
this is the hidden
This is
Nintendo.
so
The direct hidden
fucking
Nintendo.
Yeah,
shitty.
this-
I don't know what the fuck Square Enix is doing these days. God damn it! First it's Forspoken, and now this motherfuckers. If they fuck me on Final Fantasy 16, I'm done.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know.
I'm
I'm
done.
not. I already think they fucked you on Final Fantasy 16 because it's not a goddamn turn-based RPG like it should be. But
Get out of here,
I
bro.
digress. This is the dumbest fucking thing that I saw because I like the character style reminds me of the Nintendo ARMS. Remember ARMS, like the way that the character
Yeah.
models looked. It reminds me so much of that.
Yeah.
Don't Scarfy,
I
do not tell me
will
you're
say
excited
I-
about this.
I
No,
like.
but you said arms, and it was. I can't remember if I played that or not.
I like the character models. I like.
That's what I was
like
about to say.
the-
I think
like
the character models look
designs.
good. I like the background design. I liked the
Oh.
music more than anything. Like the music was actually pretty dope.
But who
this-
asked for
Never
a
mind.
competitor to
Wait, is this-
Splatoon?
Yeah,
This is
literally,
Splatoon.
literally nobody wanted Splatoon from
What
Square
is this like
Enix.
Splatoon but cotton candy?
Yeah,
It's-
pretty
It's
much.
foam.
Yeah, it's foam. It's like
You think-
bubbles and whatever.
You think they're
else.
gonna have the same issue that Splatoon had, where like people were hacking it so that they could have porn on the bubbles?
Probably,
Maybe,
I
I don't
mean-
know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who asked for this though. I genuinely.
are you
don't.
talking
like,
about?
I
Splatoon-
understand
Nobody-
that.
Nobody
just
asked
in
for it.
the
It's just the
Splatoon-
yeah. It's just that Splatoon is extremely fucking.
popular, dude.
It's
in,
very
Yeah.
in
popular.
the
yeah.
eastern
Yeah.
in the eastern market, the Splatoon is like dominates the charts to this
I'm
day.
gonna
and
tell
it's
you
still
right
fucking-
now, I don't think the Splatoon community is even gonna accept this. I feel like the
No, they
Splatoon
won't.
community
Yeah.
is like the DBD community. You know, they don't accept like competitors or anything
Nah,
if it's
dude.
not Splatoon or DVD. You
Yeah,
know?
they
I-
they won't
I-
they won't touch this.
I do like the fact that there's like it seems like there's some like character abilities and stuff thrown into the mix there, outside
weird-
of just
this
like
one-
weapon choice and whatnot.
That one,
gonna- I'm
that one
gonna
was a
back it
weird
up.
one too because it was one of the first ones that I saw that was like PS5 and PS4.
And by the way, Arms not what I was thinking of. I remember that game. That game was silly as hell.
Like, here's the thing too about this game. I think that it like why Splatoon was successful is because Splatoon was developers that cared about Splatoon and made Splatoon for
Yeah.
Splatoon.
And,
This
and
is-
it was
this
in
is
a
fucking
genre of its own.
This
Like,
is Square
Yeah,
Enix
this
trying
is
to make
Square
a cash
Enix.
grab.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I do not trust Square Enix with this. Like, I mean, maybe this thing could be a sleeper hit, like, or whatever else. I also, if this doesn't come
Like
out free,
Forspoken?
yeah, I mean, yes, yeah, you know.
I don't know what
see
Square's
this
doing these
lasting.
days, man.
Do you think
I've
this
seen
has got to be
games
free to
pop up
play,
like
right?
this.
Free to play, you think? Or you
I
think
doubt
Square's
it.
going to charge?
No, I
Square's 100%
100%
gonna
Square will
charge.
charge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be a
charge.
$70 game.
Wow, this is.
Man, I don't know if it'll be full. I don't know if
It's not gonna be
full
if they
price.
charge $60 for this.
I
for 70 bucks,
guarantee you this will be a $70
no
game. I
way,
guarantee
fucking
no
see it.
shot. I'm calling
Either
free to
way,
play.
I don't
You're
see
calling
this
free
thing
to play.
lasting.
I'm
I-
calling in 1999.
I'm calling 70, full 70.
You're
No, I was gonna say 1999 30.
fucking
Yep,
crazy.
I'm calling full fucking 70. It's fucking, bro. It's Square.
I don't.
It's
there's
fucking
no
Square. They
fucking shot.
charged a full price for a fucking remake and then wanted to split it up into multiple different sections, which they're also going to charge full price for.
Okay, let's
Technically, that remake is a sequel, so it's
Whatever, bro.
justified.
Get outta here.
let's move on. This game I am so stoked for. I can't wait. Plucky
Yeah, this
Squire
looks really good, man.
amazing.
Plucky Squire looks really
This
good.
looks cute.
And I,
This was
I
actually the game that I think most people were hyped out about. Like, besides the big ones at the end, this one seemed to draw the most hype from the showcase.
Yeah,
this one reminds me a lot of
Oh, that's so
the Paper
cool.
Mario or whatever. I
Paper
think it was called
Mario,
Paper
yeah.
Mario, where it had like
Oh.
the 3D and the 2D worldscapes.
This
And
is-
I never played Paper Mario because fuck Nintendo, I don't give a shit. But this one looks kind of cool.
dude, I
wanna play
love this. This
It kind of has
this
an It Takes
is-
Two vibe whenever
I
it
was
goes into the
just gonna
3D
say.
space.
Yeah, I was
For
just
sure.
gonna say that.
Like, I love like the whole like popping off of the page, then coming back, and then going to third person, and popping onto some parts of the world. Like this art style. This
Hey,
place
there's
is fucking
turn-based
amazing.
combat there too.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
So it's
That's why
already
he likes
Oh,
it.
this is cool.
another
man.
Devolver Digital too, man. They
Did we not? Wait, is this a debut showcase of that
No,
game? 'Cause
they-
I
No, that's
swear
been
I've
out.
seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed it on their summer showcase.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
that's not
just
Square
a
though. That's not Square Enix.
Longer version.
No, that was
No.
Devolver.
That's
That's
Devolver
Devolver,
Digital as
yeah.
publisher. yeah.
Oh yeah, Devolver.
I can't remember who's developing. Is it Devolver?
It's
Oh,
all,
this is
it's all,
Teardown?
it's like all production. Yeah, this is Teardown.
What are
Uh,
they?
They're
I guess
coming
they're
out
doing
to
a
the
pretty big
consoles.
update.
Yeah.
No, they're bringing
consoles.
it to consoles.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, gotcha.
I still want
gotta get into
multiplayer,
this
man.
game.
I want multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like, why do they not have multiplayer for this game? I do not understand. I still like. There's not even a fucking mod that I know of that does multiplayer. And if it
Do
is,
you
I
play
don't know
this,
what does it right.
Sin?
Huh?
Do you play this?
Yeah.
No,
I own
you do?
Teardown.
There's
yeah.
no way. No way. This is a
What?
kid game for you. Bro,
What do you
this
mean
is
it's
a
not?
kid game, bro.
This ain't a kid
What are you
game.
talking
Don't
about?
you hate simulation games?
No. Why are y'all? I'm gonna go back.
I'm
I'm
talking
just gonna. I'm just gonna.
Scruffy.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
not
fucking
talking
go
about
back.
the fact that it's. I'm
Going
talking
to the
about the fact
hospital.
that it's a Minecraft-like game.
I
He says
don't
those
know.
are kid
No,
games.
this is not Minecraft.
This is not a
This is
Minecraft
your-
type
you're
game.
It is
I can't
100.
get with
It's
you.
it's voxel,
Until you
bro,
get- until
bro.
you
It's
under-
voxels.
Oh
It's-
my
it's
god. Okay.
barely
So every
Minecraft.
voxel game is fucking Minecraft.
But Minecraft
Yeah,
isn't even voxel.
according to you, yeah.
Jesus
Minecraft
Christ.
ain't
That is not what
Lego
I've said.
plus Siege.
I think this is
Yeah.
dope, dude. This
Yeah.
game is. And let me tell you something. You want to test your machine? Don't play.
Oh,
Don't play
this-
Crisis. Play Tear Out or Tear Down.
Yeah.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
this game stretches the limits of what you can do. It's honestly endless, the capabilities, and plus they added modding into it pretty a long while ago, and it's just expanded
yeah.
upon it.
So it's which I think you can't do mods on the console, right? Like I'm not crazy, right? I thought that there was rumors of
Nah.
that
I wouldn't
coming,
imagine it.
but
Xbox has a modding base for like there's a
and
modding base
specific
specifically for Bethesda games.
Bethesda Games is the
Well, that's
creator club.
That's through Bethesda, yeah.
Yeah,
they
but-
need
which
to,
I thought
no.
they scrapped the creator club.
dude. They need
they might
need-
They scrapped it, but they brought it back in the form of something else. I can't remember what they call it now.
They need-
I think it's the
they-
Atom Shop.
and they
is
probably
what it is.
charged it. They probably
I think
charged
it's,
for it now.
I think it's now called the Atom Shop, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna pause here for a second, but they need to.
At
They need
least
to.
for a while.
They need to add. That's a big miss. I think. Like that's one of the things I think that they could announce. Like whichever like console were to do it, to be like, hey, like, and I think I would imagine that Xbox would probably do it because they play better with Steam and are more open like that. Like to be like, hey,
Right.
we're gonna allow for mod support on our games via Steam, the Steam Workshop
Well,
somehow.
They probably are skeptical of doing it just because of all the
Yeah.
security risks.
That's what I was about to
that
say. The
modding
problem
brings.
with modding on at least on consoles is the fact that you have to give them access, or at least you have to give some form of access to like your backend.
Yeah. So it's
So,
always been a sketchy territory.
That's
It-
the mods that were on Xbox at least were like pre-picked mods. Like they were
Yeah.
like cherry picked mods. So it
Yeah.
wasn't just like you could just go and download any mod that you
like
fucking wanted to.
developer picked mods
It was
that then were
it was
implemented
like
kinda
very
in.
specific mods that
Because you open
Bethesda
mods up
pushed in.
to a console, that opens up like you said, backend stuff, firewall stuff, and that even allows like security breaches into like other games possibly. Mods can technically be considered hacks, just how
mean,
we've seen in
I
Dark
was just
Souls
saying,
before.
I still think it's a win, like for anybody that could do
I mean,
it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It would be a
I'm
big
all
thing.
for mods. Would love it, but yeah.
They I feel like they did this game a disservice by talking, like showcasing it when they showcased. Like this to me was one of the bigger fucking things of this showcase, and I don't know. I feel like they just kind of did it and then glossed over it, and then it went and done. Like to me, this is a bigger deal than what they gave credit for.
You think so?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't know. It's a remake.
It's a remake of what is considered the best version, best game in this series. Like
Yeah,
this
That's
game.
why they chose it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not going to go and do a Capcom and just remake the entire series, like
Yeah.
from start to finish. That disappointed me. The fact that they started with this means that I doubt we're gonna get those old school remakes unless they work backwards.
Well, I think that they were we're not gonna tell you what series it is yet. Well, I guess we have to because the people that are
about to be
listening
said.
the people that are listening to the show can't see what we're showcasing.
Yeah, we have to say what it
which is
is.
also why it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, right? So they're
Oh, okay.
Delta, Metal
So I
Gear
don't
Solid
care about it.
Delta.
okay, excuse
Yeah.
me, fucking
Delta.
Delta. God dang it, it's Delta. But anyway, it's Metal Gear
remake's
Solid
called
3,
Delta.
Snake Eater. Which
I am a heathen. I've never played a Metal Gear game.
well, this would be the one to get this.
May Kojima have mercy on your soul.
This would be the one I would say to do, and actually the collection because it has 1, 2, Snake Eater or Delta or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It is Snake
Does
Eater.
this have
yeah, they call
Phantom
it so.
Menace and what's the other guy? The other villain?
You talk Phantom Menace? That's a movie. You talking about that's-
Phantom. What's his name?
I don't know.
Talking about
Sure
Darth.
there's a
Does it have
Yeah,
Darth
does it
Vader
have
in it? Like,
Dooku?
does it got
No.
Luke Skywalker?
I'm
No.
pretty sure there's a Metal Gear villain that's
hold
like
on.
Phantom something.
Is this? By the way, this
The
is why you
Phantom
guys.
Pain is
this
what
is-
Metal Gear 5 is called.
This is why you guys should show up to the podcast live because you get to see the videos that we're showcasing. But obviously, we are talking about Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. But so my question then, okay, because on here the Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Collection is gonna have
Right.
Solid 2, and then Snake Eater 3.
Right.
Is it gonna have Delta as well, or is
No.
this?
So that's
So these
the
are two
OG
separate things.
collection. If you want to play the original game,
Are they gonna fix the
there-
fucking controls in 3?
I don't know. I don't know if this is just going to be like a
Probably just gonna be a
PS5
port.
port of the HD versions of these games, or what they're going to do. But
What's go ahead. Oh,
I have nothing further to add to that.
what I was
Oh.
gonna say was that it's gonna be funny because if you're not familiar with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is considered one of the best definitive, like hands down by all Metal Gear Solid fans for the most part, as
the
the
most
best
part.
Metal Gear. Right, Metal
2
Gear
has
Solid.
a cult fan
Yeah,
base.
absolutely. I was gonna say I love 2. 2 is one of my favorites.
Two
In the series.
messes with your fucking brain, man. It's
Dude,
got
at the
some
end-
like big meta thinking.
At the end, it's weird, man. It gets real weird. But the thing about it is that Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is better on the Xbox, like the Xbox version, because they fixed the controls. They actually
Right.
went in and redid the controls because the controls on that game were shit for the original. So I'm wondering, like, how hilarious would it be if this is like
If
the
they just
Xbox
ported
version,
over the Xbox
the
version.
Xbox version of this game on PlayStation, because they need to. If they don't, if it legitimately is the PlayStation version, the biggest complaint of that game is the controls, and they were trash. It was using you know how like the controller on the dual the DualShock now has the or DualSense has the what is it called, the reactive control, like the triggers where like it recognizes how far you're pulling it back and sensitivity and all that kind of stuff, right? They
Right.
had that in the buttons for the face buttons, which is terrible
Yeah.
in DualShock
Yeah.
2. And
Yeah.
so the way to aim down sights on that was to slightly press the square button. But
And
if
then you
you
full press it to fire.
right, you then full press the button to fire. Like, it's so fucked up. Anyway, it's just my
And
point.
just to clarify, I'm only semi crazy. I was thinking of a donkey video called "The Phantom Menace" of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay, so it is Phantom Pain. So anyway, but I still think they did this game a disservice because I think they could have put
Well,
this game farther in.
They could have, but again, 1, it's a remake. 2, I'm skeptical on it. There's no Kojima in the project. I don't know if they're going to go and get the original
Oz-
voice acting cast.
Oh, actually,
did. David Hayter
they
is-
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
David
confirmed that.
Hayter is going to be Snake. Now I don't know if they're going to get the other guys, but David Hayter for sure is
I'm-
coming back as
They
Snake.
they need
believe
the
they
full cast.
said-
They need
Oh,
Volgin.
absolutely.
They need
Yeah.
I
Eva.
believe they confirmed it was the full cast coming back.
That's good.
Are they bringing Kojima back? Is the question?
No,
No, they're not bringing.
he's-
Kojima fucking hates them.
Yeah.
I know.
They won't.
Wait, is this still Metal Gear that we're looking at?
No, this
No,
is
he's just
this is
playing while
another
we
game.
talk about Metal Gear.
yeah. This is
Gross.
what's it's something
Tower of Agazahadzaba.
it's like a Gazba.
Thank you, Enigma. That was
it
pretty
actually-
good.
Aghazba. Yeah,
So-
I can't pronounce it.
This gives me like they
Oh,
saw
Breath of-
Breath of the Wild.
This
They were
is
like, yo, Breath of
straight
the
up
Wild, Tears of the
Wild,
Kingdom.
yeah.
It's doing great. We're gonna make our own. But
I will say
it
that
looks
it looks.
good.
I think it's got some other systems in it that I think will set it apart from Zelda, where in like it looked almost like
I
they
mean,
have like
it's
a colony
nothing
management
new
system.
to take concepts from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
So many
I mean,
games
that's been
have done it
happening
before.
forever.
It looks like Breath of
Yeah.
the Wild meets Horizon with like I don't
So-
know. It
It-
looks
it-
good.
And
I mean-
I'm not really sure if it's like a narratively driven like story
don't-
campaign,
yeah,
or
we don't
if
know
it's
shit
like
about it.
if it's like a survival game as well, because it looks like it might be a survival game too.
Yeah, chat's saying, okay, we can skip this, right? Like we don't.
Or
we don't need to see-
Avatar.
What is
Yeah.
this?
not an important game. But
Not an important
the
game.
Tower
Not
of
an important game
Agazba
to sin.
chat is saying gives them like Avatar vibes. I'm gonna go back because the this was very
can see it,
small.
I
Like
guess.
it wasn't a very long
Yeah.
game. Sure.
I could see
Thing,
some Avatar vibes from it.
do you think also this is kind of a thing? Like they did a lot of these where they, even if they did show gameplay, they didn't show a lot of
Yeah.
kind of meat and potatoes to be like,
There's,
what
like,
kind of
nothing
game
to
is
it,
this,
yeah.
right? Like is it
Yeah.
a survival game? Is it
little,
for
little
sure.
teaser trailers here.
right?
Granted, I think this one's a 2024, so
It's
it's still a
24,
ways
yeah.
off. So, but
I
it,
mean,
it does
is-
definitely give me. I can see like the Avatar vibes in some instances,
Yeah.
but it gives me a lot more of like I Breath of the Wild
Breath of the
vibes
Wild.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
Yeah.
that's apparent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it. I'm
So am I.
curious to see how it
I'm
goes.
I'm
Because the
curious if this
biggest,
one's
I've
going to
been
be
playing
an
through Tears of the
exclusive or
Kingdom
not.
and stuff, and the biggest issue I have with it is, and I've been told by my cousin that I'm a big old snobby snob these days with it, is I have trouble with the 720p 30 FPS of
Yeah.
the
30
Switch.
FPS,
Like,
man.
dude,
I wish Tears of the Kingdom was on better hardware.
That's what
Yeah.
that is legitimately one of the biggest complaints that people have said about the games that are now coming on Switch, because the Switch is too dated. It is
It
an
was
old,
dated when it
it's-
came
It
out.
was dated
yeah,
when it
it's-
came out. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was about to say. It's like
But
even when it
that's
came
what
out,
made it-
people were complaining about it.
That's what put it in households, because it was cheap.
Very true.
yeah.
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 But they said they're not going to do another one, not one this year at least. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. But that
all
looks
right.
good. I'm
So
excited
what
about
is
that
this?
one.
I want to
It's
know what
Final
this is.
Fantasy fucking
It's
16.
Final
We've
Fantasy
seen a
16.
fucking 1700 fucking trailers of the same game. And it's coming
Because
out
this is
like,
the only thing that's can save Square Enix at
Yeah,
this point.
pretty much.
I just
Like,
skip,
if
I-
this
and-
goes down the shitter, they're
can we
done.
Can I skip this?
Like-
We've seen 1,000 trailers. Can we
Isn't
continue
this
to
the
talk
same
about it?
trailer that they've already played before too?
No,
this is a new
different
trailer.
It's a new trailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're getting a little bit more details, but it's like that is one thing that I can complain about with Square Enix and Final Fantasy 16 is like thus far, other than the what was the game? What was it? The Xbox gameplay or the Xbox showcase that we saw recently?
Right.
Other than
Yeah.
that, where they actually showed gameplay, like a lot of gameplay, all we've seen is basically the same fucking trailers over and over.
Right.
Now this one, granted, they show you a lot more. I'm really glad that they actually like went into a little bit more deeper detail of the icon fights,
Yeah.
and we got a little bit more on the storyline, which seems like it's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it looks good, man. Sin's just being a bitch because he
I just want turn-based, man. I just want to.
You're never
Have
gonna get it though.
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
never gonna get it
and
though.
I love
They are moving into
I
the
get
new,
it, but I can
the
still
new
want
fucking way of
something.
doing things.
I can still
So-
obviously I am memeing to say that the game is fucking shit. Like, it's not shit. It looks
I mean, it
beautiful.
very well
looks,
could be shit. We don't know yet.
I mean,
It
yes,
very well
it
be
could.
indeed. It's
but
Square Enix.
Well,
the-
didn't they?
I have faith with it because it's Yoshi P, and Yoshi P I don't think is going to
Yeah.
release a shit content. Like
They just had a play test with a bunch of creators too. They gave their takes on it, and of course they're paid to give those takes.
Yeah.
But a lot of them seem genuinely positive about it. And supposedly there's going to be a demo coming out in the next couple weeks.
that'd be dope.
Before because the game's 1 month out, so I think 2 weeks before it comes out, they're planning on putting a demo out.
Yeah, this comes out on the 22nd, I believe, June 22nd, right?
22nd or
Wait.
23rd. Yeah.
What is this combat with?
This is the icon fights. These are the icon
Yeah.
fights.
This is summons,
This is
essentially.
Garuda.
Garuda and
Ifrit, Bahamut,
versus
yeah.
Garuda,
Titan,
Bahamut,
Shiva.
I mean,
Bahamut,
these look
Titan,
kind
yeah.
of dope. I mean,
this-
I don't
this
know
is- it's-
what is
this is
cinematic
like
here.
No, this is like an entire like portion of the game. Like each icon fight has like a different arena. So like
And a
Okay.
different
the Titan
style of
fight,
combat to it.
That's,
yeah,
too.
the
that's
Titan
like
fight
totally
is like
new
a
to Final
wrestling
Fantasy,
fight.
right?
The Titans
that-
are the
But not-
the
I'm
icons
saying the
are, but
fights,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
these like
Yeah,
boss
it's turning
battles.
it's
Yes.
turning into like Godzilla Monsters Destroy All.
Godzilla.
Like,
Hey
it's-
man,
it's
that's kind of dope to be honest though.
not in my
Yeah,
Final
they'll-
Fantasy.
the whole story behind it is
I don't know.
like this.
I think so.
These I think they call them alphas, isn't it? It's like
I don't know.
I think it's like they call them alphas or something like that, and they're basically the embodiment of whatever whatever icon they have chosen. So like Garuda, Ifrit, everything like that. So
Speaking
Garuda,
of
Ifrit,
the Godzilla games, though,
Bahamut.
give me another
Bahamut,
give me another Godzilla fighter.
Titan.
What was the city fighter where you're fighting in that city tearing
Yeah,
down?
I mean,
all
that's
the
destroy all-
stuff?
essentially what you're gonna
that's
get.
what I'm saying. Godzilla
But that, no,
destroy
but
all
like that,
monsters.
I mean a legit one with the Godzilla universe. That game was
So
awesome.
a
If they
legit
remastered
one.
that.
Uh,
Sorry, slight roast, right?
a legit one. Give me an actual legit fucking like. Come on, man. Like
anyway, I think yes, I think it will be a.
Oh, this is,
it obviously looks good. but
Wake.
I just want
Yeah, Alan
turn based.
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake. This
Or,
game looks amazing, man. I
does look really
loved
good.
Alan Wake
Yeah.
1.
Alan
It was
Wake 1 was a
fucking great game. The
Underrated.
Yeah, very
second
underrated.
the second one, or not second one, but whatever you want to call it, spin-off, like wasn't as good. but-
American something another. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
it
it
was like
was-
more of a DLC type game.
Yeah, it was not terrible, but it didn't have the same vibes. This looks Alan Wake 2 looks phenomenal.
This is also apparently this is one of the first. Or well, I mean, I think there's only been one Alan Wake game.
Is
to
it just
begin
me?
with,
Is he
but
looking like John
this-
Wick in this?
He does
He
kind of
is.
look like John Wick.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to have like two protagonists. Like you're these FBI agents, and you can play this chick and like the other detective. I think.
Well, you in Alan Wake 1, there was you if you beat the game, you could go back and play through as a secondary.
Yeah, I think this is like you don't have to beat the game. Like you.
Now
play
is this
just
like
two of
split
them.
timeline?
I
Like,
don't
not
know-
timeline, but like
we-
you play them in different segments of like the same.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't think you
game
can just like. I don't think you can just switch between.
or like a
them, but-
Leon and Claire type deal is what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Well, the thing is that this is supposed to be this is the idea here is that the story is being written and you're playing through the story as it's being written, but it's being like
Yeah.
it's being written. I mean, fuck, I'm not.
What
I
if
don't
you
like it.
find yourself writing the story in the game? Does it loop
But you're
like
you're
a
not writing
never-ending
the story. You're
If you
playing.
die in the game, do you die in real life?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
I think
Oh.
that's true. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
So Alan Wake 2. I
Ooh,
don't. Did we get
baby.
it? Did they say that? Hold on. What was the date for that? Was that this year?
October 17th. Yeah.
This year, great.
It was like October 17th or 13th. I can't remember what one it was.
Yeah. Awesome. Alan Wake 2. October
Oh,
17th.
good
Nice.
good timing for horror month.
Oh, of
Boom.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
They nailed
It
it.
is an Epic Games exclusive though.
Well, you're the
you go.
only epic show here, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. Chill. I don't know about
right.
that, bro.
So there's the Assassin. This is Assassin's Creed Mirage. This is the next Assassin's Creed series. There are a lot of people
Right.
that are pissed about this.
I don't
that
know
they are-
why, man.
that because they're going back to the old school system. They're not doing like the
Man, people
I
can't be
would-
fucking happy.
the
People were bitching
Odyssey.
about the open
So
world
let-
games.
Let,
And now
let
they're
me
gonna bitch about the.
I think between all of us, I am the Assassin's Creed fan here.
You
if I'm
are.
not mistaken.
I am not.
not when it
I-
okay.
I know that Sid has played it in the past, but I'm
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 salty
like
because
the
they killed Prince of
aficionado.
Persia for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Sin, but I think I'm the Assassin's Creed aficionado here.
I will say you
The-
played more recently for sure. I love the
Yeah.
game just like
The fact, and I've loved all of the new ones, like Origin, Odyssey, and Valhalla have been great. I fucking loved Valhalla. I wasn't a big fan of Odyssey, but
But you liked
Origin was pretty
Origin?
decent. Origin was pretty decent. The fact that they're going back to the original, like more catered storylines rather than being like an open world, at least from what I can see, it looks like they're going back. This might very well be that they're just doing the open world, but they're going back to the old combat system, right? Which, if that's the case, I'm here for it. Like I do like the open world, but I've always wished that they would go back to the old combat system where it's more of like a counterattack.
it took
attack,
in my
everything
opinion, it
like
took more
that.
skill.
It took a lot
yeah.
more skill than just clicking an attack button as much as you can until they fucking die. Yeah,
Right.
100%.
So that's from
No,
what
no.
we don't know if it's open world or not, but we do know that they are going back to that old system, and that's what people are pissed off about. But I love this setting, dude.
I don't get that.
Some of my favorite Assassin's Creed.
Assassin.
Oh my god, I can't
October
stop
12th.
saying it. Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Altair, Ezio, fucking fun, like my favorite. They are Brotherhood is known as like the best in the genre. Like it really
Yeah,
is.
Brotherhood
like,
is great. Brotherhood is amazing.
fucking
The
amazing.
original that I said last night when we were watching this that like to this day, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and 3, I think. Assassin's Creed
Well-
1, 2, and 3. Well, no, not 3.
Three was
Assassin's
when they
Creed 1
moved-
and 2 for sure are
This-
are two of my favorite games of all time.
I
3
didn't-
was 3 was the American Revolution.
Yeah, which wasn't
Right.
bad. I
Which
don't-
wasn't terrible. I just don't think it was. It was
It's just
the best.
the setting was very weird. Like
Yeah.
it was very weird. But Black
yeah,
Flag,
I-
loved Black Flag. That was fucking
yeah,
amazing.
Black Flag. Well, Black Flag was good because of the ships. I think that Black Flag was when they started to get a little bit.
You know,
I
lost
wouldn't
their
say
way a little bit.
bored, but yeah, I think they lost their way a little bit, and they just started to throw shit in there just to throw shit in there and hope that it fucking stuck. It's not stuck, but
Dick.
Yeah, but didn't
the-
Black Flag become kind of like later on?
it's a
renowned? Like,
cult- it's a cult
people
classic.
Cult classic,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
yeah, it's a cult classic, 100%. But again, it's not because of the actual game; it's because of the sailing.
Well,
That's
it's
why
the
it's
set-
cult
and
the-
that's why
that and the
there's
setting.
Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
The-
Well,
the-
it's good.
the-
It still hasn't released, so no, that's
True,
not why
true,
there's
it ain't-
Skull Bones.
It ain't there, but
I just I think this I love that they went back to this setting. I think they need to stay in
do
this
too.
setting for a little bit. I think they need to.
I'm excited.
But
I'm
they
excited
are
to
though, right?
see.
Because this is coming in a line of the new Assassin's Creed games that they announced, and one of them being Japanese, right? Like Japan.
There's a
Well, they've already
style.
had
they're mo-
Japanese.
they're
They've already had
Mm.
Japan and China before.
Oh, there was a
Where?
week where there was like a ninja assassin.
Which one?
Japan.
that?
Japan was a mobile game. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a mobile.
but
game.
that,
it wasn't
that barely counts.
right. It wasn't legit.
Full on.
No, it wasn't a full. It was a part of the. It
But
was
I'm
a part of
saying
the
this
Assassin's
is like
Creed
their
universe.
first in the like spur of like they announced like 2 or 3 like Assassin's Creed games at
yes,
like one.
but
one
one
point.
of, but there's
think so, yeah.
there's they're mobile. Like the other ones I think are mobile. They're not like official.
Yeah.
And then one is like a game as a
but
service.
I know the
I think.
Japan one was. I think
Mirage, if they can make Mirage like 1 and 2, the combat of 1 and 2, but still have the open world of like Origin, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I will be a happy camper. I would be even more of a happy camper if they will bring the fucking co-op from Assassin's Creed, the French Revolution one. What was
Yeah,
the
as
name
long
of
as
that
it
one?
works Unity, but it needs
Unity,
to work.
Granted, it don't bring it out in a shit show like
Yeah.
like Unity, but like the co-op of Unity was extremely fun. The co-op of Unity was the
absolutely.
most enjoyable thing about Unity. So
Also, can we just get rid of Animus, please? For the love of Christ.
it's
can we
not
get rid
it's
of
not going to
Animus?
happen. We had a conversation about this. Like it's too deeply ingrained. Like they would have to completely remake the entire fucking franchise if they got rid of the Animus at this
Yeah.
point.
I
There's
just
no
want a
way
new
it's
Prince
not.
of Persia game.
You're not getting it, buddy.
You're not getting it, bud. Yeah,
I
What
know.
is
You
this game?
just
by the
accept
way?
it.
I don't
This
remember.
is Stray 2.
Straight.
This is Stray two.
Straight. This was. I don't even think I wrote this down.
I don't
It's
remember.
a visual novel game.
Yeah,
looks like it.
It's just a cat. All we've got a chat. If you're again listening post,
it's literally just a
show,
cat running.
It's a cat running around a bunch of skeletons and different settings in a 2D thing. Revenant Hill. I really
Yeah.
don't feel like that was
Yeah.
necessary to be in the show. Like you gave us
Eh.
nothing. I don't
It's
know
a
why.
cool
It wasn't-
indie-
it wasn't
it's a cool
long,
indie
I
game.
mean,
There's
It's
an
one of the
audience for
indies.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Honestly,
shit.
like PlayStation has been going down like a lot of those like quirky
Well,
visual
they-
novel.
And that's fine. I mean, yeah, I'm all for PlayStation getting
Yeah.
into the indie genre too. You know?
I just
it's a
am
good thing
saying
to have.
in that sense, I don't know if
Good.
it's necessarily needed. Oh wait, is it? Oh, dude, I
This one
lost
is
my
good.
shit.
Yeah.
I lost my shit when I saw this because I was like,
I'm-
is this what I think it is? I was like, this is fucking
I'm
Grand
looking
Blue,
forward
right?
to this. Now that we've learned a few things about this, so this is Grand Blue
Oh,
Fantasy. I can't. Was it?
It-
Fuck. What was the name of it? It was Grand Blue Fantasy.
I can't remember the name, but
of it.
what I'm
But this,
oh my god,
I've always wanted to play a Grand Blue Fantasy, and I've never been drawn to it. This is a
lost my
multiplayer Grand Blue
mind, bro.
Fantasy.
So good.
So
I've
this
said
is
it from
this
the
is a
beginning.
co-op. This is a co-op Grand Blue Fantasy apparently.
I have said from
which
the beginning
is
with Grand
crazy.
Blue that this world needs to be a multiplayer world, and they could do so much with it. And I am so fucking stoked that they are bringing multiplayer to this. Like again, I know I don't come off as a Grand Blue fan. I loved when they did like the fighter of it.
Relink, I think is
and
what this is called.
this is, and literally I was telling anyone, I was like, dude, I swear to God, I think this is multiplayer. And
Yeah. When I was watching it originally, like I was under the assumption that it was just AI because like
Is
Grand Blue
this-
Fantasy has never had, as far as
Never.
I know, has never had co-op.
Is this action combat or is
Yes.
that just cinematic?
I think so.
it's
Yes, I
action
think it's
combat.
action combat.
Grand Blue is
Okay.
action based combat.
I'm surprised you
so.
didn't want it to be turn based.
No, not in that. No, I don't. I want
Throwing shade, bro.
Yeah.
So it's PlayStation and PC.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would
PlayStation
assume
5,
there would be
PlayStation 4, and
crossplay.
Steam.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, maybe.
It's not. Is it? I can't remember. Is it Epic? Did it say it was Epic?
It's Steam.
it's Steam?
It's not,
Nice.
it doesn't even have Epic on it. Yeah.
Nice.
Is
nice,
this
nice.
the new open world Street Fighter?
Well, it's not open world. Like you just.
They're doing like a weird
I thought
story
it
mode
was.
thing
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, okay.
It's not open world. It's just
It's like
you
a
have,
custom character,
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I
Oh,
like
WWE.
this. Yeah, I like this a little bit more than like. And granted, I'm not a fighter fan. Like I've never
I'm
been
not
a fighter
either.
fan. I've never done the Street Fighters or the Tekkens or anything like
Yeah.
that.
I remember I
But-
thought their art style on this was cool, like the
Yeah.
paint splatter and stuff.
But this one
Pretty
right
neat.
here reminds
Who
me
was
very
that guy?
heavily. This one right here reminds me very heavily of Def Jam Vendetta back in like the early like 90 or the late 90s and early 2000s, where you could like create your custom character and then still go through like a career mode fighting these iconic fighters that you knew, right? So I'm glad that they're bringing that back at least.
It's cool.
I I want to, like, every fiber in my being is like, I want to pick this up, I want to play it, I want to.
Is that
But
Santa Claus?
I know, no, I just
And
know
if he was a pimp.
that there's not enough. Like, I'm not going to be able to spend time and be good enough. Like the people that become good at this game, and
Yeah,
like
dude.
it's just a whole other world.
They
man.
know
like,
that shit.
They,
your
I
frame
was
Count
actually,
the joysticks and
I was actually going to talk
I
to you
have
about
one.
there's like a convention going on this week. I think it's this week. It might have
Computex.
been last week.
it's
It was like,
Computex.
no, it was something else. I can't remember what they called it. I had a buddy that was like, "Hey, does anybody want to come with me?" And I'm like,
well, I'm
I'm
tripping.
not a big fan.
It's a game.
Well, anyway, I it's just, but no, you're talking about frame counting. The game looks amazing, and honestly, I'll tell you right now, if you've never watched a fighting game tournament like Evo or something of that nature, watch a Street
Evo.
Fighter.
They're
That was it.
sweaty.
Oh,
Evo is going on this
you
week.
should go. You need to go to an Evo, not even if you're not a fighting game, because the electricity, the energy, and watching those games are fucking phenomenal. You're talking about like top tier, like the best of the best in these categories in a game that is so technical, so like, you know, precise, and
I've
the
tried
swings are
watching.
fucking crazy, man.
Like I've tried watching like competitive like Street Fighter games and like Tekken games, and it just doesn't grab me, man. I'm just not.
I don't know. You're dead in the head.
It doesn't entertain me, man. I don't know why. It just doesn't entertain me, man.
I don't get it. It's so, I love it. I
I
absolutely
can
love
I
it.
can appreciate the skill that it takes and like the dedication that it takes to like be at that level to compete at that level, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's like watching a prize fight, but when things actually are
Yeah, no,
not rigged.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Final Fantasy VI. This is like right around the corner. I think it
Final
launches.
Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy
Sorry,
VI,
not
what?
sorry.
Six is
Street-
looking
Street
different,
Fighter,
man.
Street Fighter 6 launch. It's right around the corner. It launches next week, so
Oh god.
super excited about that. This game I'm very pumped up about as well. I don't remember the name of it per se. It shows, but
I don't have this written down either.
The art
There
style-
was a couple of them that I just didn't bother writing down because I was like, this doesn't.
the
This
art,
is
See and
like
figure
a
out the name,
cool
and then
art
we can
style.
watch through it.
yeah.
This is Acid Trip
on.
emulator.
Hold on, the name of this, Ultras. Ultras is the
Ultras
is the name.
Ultras.
So Ultras or whatever, or Ultras or whatever it's called. So basically what this is, like, I love the art style. It's a 2D art style. You guys know that I'm all about the Metroidvanias. This reminds me of like, yeah, it's an acid tripped version of Hollow Knight. That's
Hollow Knight,
exactly
yeah.
For sure.
and
Yeah.
Definitely.
and I'm all like, oh god, dude, the art
Yeah,
style looks
yeah,
fucking
it's
amazing. It
right
looks
up
like
your alley.
dude, I love it. I think it's
Is it going to be action combat?
Looks like it.
yeah, it's action based combat.
Um,
It looks so
It
good.
does give me like a huge like acid trip. Like this just looks like one bad acid trip away from
But I like
losing
yeah.
your mind.
What I love about it too is like the way that they incorporate like the fact that like you so again, for people that are listening, the surroundings are all like blacked out, right? But like all of the color is on screen, but
It's like
you
in
can
your main scene of the background, yeah.
right, but you can affect what's on the back or the foreground by adding color to it with like these different abilities and stuff like that you can then interact. Like one of the things he threw like a vine that grew across the whole like back or foreground of the screen, and it turned it into like this green color that he was able to swing across. So I don't know, it's really dope. I mean,
It's interesting.
yeah, I like the idea. So yeah, Ultros 2024 release looks really cool. That one hurt your eyes is what some of the chat is saying.
I mean, maybe it's because of my color blindness. I was overwhelmed with it as well.
It's a lot. It's a lot of color. for
It's
sure.
an acid trip for sure. Yeah.
Oh my god, this game, like
Oh my!
So-
Good old Tower of Fantasy.
Tower of Fantasy. You know that game that came out on
Wait,
PC?
no.
That was
Wait,
This isn't Tower of
No.
Fantasy.
you
No,
mean
this
Blue
is
Protocol?
this is
No.
100% Tower of Fantasy.
Was it?
Yes, this is Tower of Fantasy.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
the
It's
console
perfect.
release.
It's perfect world
Okay.
games. It's
Oh.
100% Tower of Fantasy.
Okay.
I remember there was another one right before. I might have been thinking of Grand Blue Fantasy. So-
And this, I don't know how they are bringing this game out to console when the fucking PC game does not work. It's shit. It's still broken. Servers don't work. So how the fuck are you going to bring it out to console? Like I'm all
I
about
mean,
gacha
consoles
games.
are closer than mobile, or
I-
closer to mobile
Yeah,
than
but your servers
PC
aren't
is.
don't work. The servers, like, they don't work, and the end game is dog shit. Like, this is a cash grab for 100%. So please, anybody that
I mean,
has
all
their
these games
console,
are cash grabs.
don't
They're
grab 'em.
gotcha games.
I mean, yeah, true.
I mean-
I disagree with that because like Honkai Star Rail came out and I'm playing the shit out of that, and
But it's still a gotcha game.
yeah, but
I
that
mean, you
doesn't mean
don't
it's a
have to
cash
spend
grab.
money on it.
Yeah, I played this slide a lot, and it's a gotcha game, but I haven't spent money on it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's,
you don't. You can always choose not to.
right. So but I don't think it's fair to call them just a cash grab. Like I don't think Genshin Impact was looked at as being like, let me just do this just to be a cash grab game. Like
I
Tower
guess
of Fantasy,
technically not.
100% is a cash grab game. Like this is a game where they're just kind of like, how
Well,
can we rip
they
off
play
of
very
Genshin?
heavily off of Genshin. Yeah, like that was their entire thing was like, hey, we're Genshin, but we're an MMO essentially.
Yeah.
If you can call it that. But anyway, it's
Yeah.
coming. That Tower of
Barely an
Fantasy is
MMO,
fucking
yeah.
coming to this game.
Consoles.
Super stoked
Consoles, both consoles.
for.
Yeah.
Super
Oh, is
stoked
this
for. Dragon's
This is
Dogma
Dragon's
2.
Dogma
Dragon's
2.
2?
Yeah.
Yep.
This I'm already calling this going to be game of the year whenever
I
it comes
would
out.
not
I
be
do.
surprised, man.
This has game of the year written all over it just from the
Good call.
announcement.
I don't think that it will be game of the year. I disagree with that. Dragons, I think because there was
Final
still
Fantasy 16.
there was still jank. Oh, well, yeah. I think you're talking. If Final Fantasy 16 are
Yeah.
remotely good, because
Is this coming out this year?
this-
Dragon's Dogma 2?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, either way, even if it doesn't come out this year, I don't think it's just Dragon's Dogma was a
play
phenomenal
this game.
game. It had jank, right? It had jank,
It had
Um,
a ton of jank.
but it's such an
Dragon's Dogma was one of the like more janky titles, but I will say that like Dragon's Dogma, the first one, I would still
So
play that
underrated.
even with the jank than I would play like Skyrim. I would
Yeah.
much rather play Dragon's Dogma 1 instead of Skyrim, like any day of the week.
And they just released the one of the biggest complaints about Dragon's Dogma was actually that I think that it should have been multiplayer. I mean, I think every game should be fucking multiplayer, but that game didn't have multiplayer. They added there was a mod that came out that added it that actually it does okay, but it's still because you're dealing with the jank of Dragon's Dogma, like it's tough.
Right.
But I just don't see. I don't think that they can compete as game
We're
of the year.
getting
man.
asked, is it exclusive? Did they say anything if it was
No, it's
exclusive?
not exclusive. It's coming
I
out.
can't
To,
imagine it
it's
would
coming out
be.
to Xbox and PC as well.
Okay, yeah.
That would be
Um,
Five Nights at Freddy's, man.
Yeah, but
You know what? I'm actually kind of excited for the movie.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't
This
know
is
nothing about
releasing-
Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's got
This
PETA.
is so Five Nights at Freddy's is releasing. It's Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, and it's I
Right.
think it's releasing to coincide with the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I actually might jump into the Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not even like
They're good, man.
being
Like,
ironic. I've heard they're good, and I've heard their lore is like extensive. Like it's good.
it is good.
So
I would probably just get some like YouTubers to explain the books to you, but the games
Yeah.
and stuff are good.
Just go find the closest Five Nights at Freddy's lore in 10 minutes. So what are you
Yeah.
could do
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, there you
it's
go.
also isn't it supposed to be like really dark? Isn't the lore like super
It's
fucking
really
crazy
dark. Yeah,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
late
Yeah.
2023 for that one.
When is Dragon's
I don't know,
Dogma?
man.
We didn't get a date for Dragon's Dogma 2.
I don't
Right?
think we
Like,
got a
I don't
date.
I don't mean
Yeah,
to
I
I
don't
don't mean to
think we
go
got a
back. I
date.
actually
I didn't see any date or any like even.
I do want to go back to Dragon's Dogma a little bit. So we're gonna showcase this just a little bit more. I mean,
We're backtracking.
well, I mean we have a little bit of time, but I
It,
want to.
it, by the way, is 100% all devices.
Out of man.
Yeah,
Dragon Dogma-
Dragon's Dogma 2 had no release date. This was just an announcement trailer.
Yeah. So Bill, let me ask, what makes you think that this is going to be Game of the Year?
Because
Good reason.
Yeah.
Reasons.
Love it.
no, I think that so last year we had Elden Ring win Game of the Year, correct? And then
Yes.
this
Uh-huh.
year it's very much looking like Zelda is going to be taking that cake. I think that well executed open world games, unless we get burnt out on them by the time this game comes out, whenever an open world game is done properly, it really is like a cut above most other games. And
my-
I don't think you can get burnt out of open world
My-
games. I think their base is just so loaded.
My only point for Dragon's Dogma possibly holding a candle to being able to get your Game of the Year is like Dragon's Dogma 1. Yeah, it was janky, but like even past the jank, it was such an underrated game.
I
And
think this
the
is going to bring
the
a lot
only
of people's
reason,
eyes to the franchise.
yeah, that's what I was about to say, is the only reason why like it didn't do as well, and it wasn't as like, I wouldn't say as successful, but it wasn't seen by a lot of people, was just the fact that nobody really knew about it,
It
right?
was
Like
overshadowed too, if I'm
Dragon's
not
Dogma
mistaken.
just was not
Um,
a household name, and with this being like a huge title for this year, I think it's going to get a lot more eyes on it.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
and again, like Bill said, we're coming off of a year where I
I
Elden
mean,
Ring Elden Ring won Game of the Year. This does give me to an extent Elden Ring vibes.
yeah. Plus, Capcom hasn't missed recently. Capcom has been on nothing but winners, like
Very
for
true.
a while. So
and by the way, I mean it was overshadowed still by Skyrim hype, which Skyrim came out in 11, Dogma came out in 12.
Yeah.
Not the original. I think
No,
no, that
Dragon's
was the
Dogma.
original.
Dragon's
It was
Dogma
the
came out, yeah.
original. It was 2012.
Yep.
So and at that time it was still
Didn't a
overhyped
Souls game
by
come out right around it too?
Skyrim.
I don't know.
Probably, I don't.
Maybe.
Like you
But-
mean one of the Dark Souls?
2012 would have been what,
Isn't
Demon
that-
Souls?
I have no clue. I don't know my dates.
Either
any of
way,
that
I think
shit.
that's the biggest thing, is like coming
no,
off of a
Dark Souls 1 was
Dark Souls
2011.
1 was 2011,
Okay.
so could have
Yeah,
still
Coming-
been
I
that.
think
coming-
I think that was the one that overshadowed.
Yeah,
it.
coming
it was
coming
Dark
off of
Souls
a
1.
year where Elden Ring was Game of the Year. I think we're going to see a lot more of those styles of games win Game of the Year, especially since like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that people are feeling the need for like open world RPGs again. Like I
Oh,
just think
yeah.
that's a big franchise recently.
Yeah.
Uh,
Plus, again, Capcom hasn't been missing.
I'm actually shocked that you said that Zelda you think is gonna win Game of the Year when you're.
What else?
I mean,
what
I'm
else
really
is
I'm really
there?
shocked.
Really
It's,
all
it's,
that much
I'm
going
shocked
out
that
right
you-
now.
It's a
As
title
of right
game,
now,
man.
it's either Zelda or Resident Evil 4.
Very
Yeah.
true.
I just think that you're also. I'm surprised at how much you're discrediting Final Fantasy. Like I
But,
I don't have.
We don't
I
have
trust
anything for
Square.
Final
I mean, I
Fantasy.
get
right now.
it.
Trust Square.
I get it. I'm just damn. Okay, is this how
They
you feel
burned
whenever
me,
I'm
man.
like?
I'm
I
pissed.
feel. We swapped roles. I
is-
They
feel
need
like
to
I'm.
prove
Bill's
man.
Bill's angry. Bill's
Take that
Bill's
shirt
now,
off, man. You're harnessing too
Bill
much.
Yeah.
of
is going
me.
through a character arc.
Bill's
man.
Bill's starting to get some of
Shit.
our fucking power
Yeah,
now, man.
dude.
Like I think
Oh,
we've been rubbing off a
man.
little bit too much on him.
I
They
can't
need to
handle
prove
I have to
themselves.
resist.
That's crazy.
Final Fantasy 16 needs to be it.
Yeah,
I think it will, man. I'm gonna say right now.
I
think that
trust
Final
Yoshi
Fantasy
P. I
16
don't
will
trust
be good.
Square.
Well, and again, Yoshi P has basically told Square multiple times to fuck off, essentially. So I think we're good, but there's always that chance. But
Speaking of Resident Evil 4, though,
yeah, this is their VR
actually
showcase.
surprised me that they were gonna. Yeah, so now we're into the VR portion of their stuff.
this is part 2 of why people hated this showcase, because a lot of people were pissed they were showing more VR stuff.
Why?
Because
That makes
peop-
no fucking sense. They have a
because-
new fucking VR fucking headset. Of course they're gonna show
because
shit.
people don't understand marketing. They don't understand
my
that this
God.
is an overall PlayStation showcase, not just, oh, we're going to show games, guys. We need to show all the hardware that we're putting out. We need to show everything that is the
Yeah, that makes
PlayStation
no
brand.
sense to me. That makes no
So-
sense to me, and I'm not a PlayStation guy. Like I understand this, and I'm not a PlayStation guy.
I mean, I get it, but I definitely, this is like the part where I'm like, it's just because I don't have a VR. I'm like,
That's because
I'm
you don't
less
have a VR.
interested.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But,
They really
no,
are
I
making me
get
want to
it.
get VR, though.
Yeah.
It does look good. Like honestly, like the introductory right there, where he like holds the knife up and like blocks that.
Patches
That's
the
impressive.
chainsaw, yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive
Very
for
dope.
VR.
The thing about that people need to understand with VR too is that they're not making money. They're not selling units. They have to have something, because people were some other
Didn't
people.
they say that they sold more units than what was previously thought? It was actually they
I mean,
were actually
yes,
doing better.
They've sold a decent amount of they've sold projected units, but they're not selling to what I think it should be, right? Like I think that's the big thing, is like that it's not as
Also,
great, but there's a problem. The thing is, price is overpriced. It's priced
Yeah.
too high. Like
Yeah.
also,
Right.
I have a question, and Bill, you might know this.
Yeah.
Now I know it says VR mode. Is this going to be its own game that you have to buy, or is this going to just be a VR mode for
I'd
the game?
imagine
don't
you'd
know.
have to buy it.
I
That's gonna
imagine
be
you have to
interesting.
buy it.
Yeah.
If they just like to be able to push forward their VR headset, if they just release that as a free mode, that'd be huge.
Well, they could. I
It
mean,
would be
they
huge,
could
but
bundle
I
it.
don't. Capcom likes money.
Yeah.
But I think Sony, if they should front that, right? They should front the bill for that and say, hey,
100%.
we're gonna throw it
I
in
think
there.
to be able to push to be able to push forward their headset, they
Is
really
this a
need to have
sequel to
something.
that Arizona game?
This is Arizona
yes.
Sunshine
Sunrise
2, yes.
2. Arizona
Yeah.
Sunrise 2. It's Sunrise.
I always wanted to play that again.
Get a VR headset, bro.
So
go buy a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation
I'm
VR
gonna
too.
go pick up one of those cardboard ones where I could put my phone in it and
There you go.
Here's the thing about it too that I think, and we said this, right? Sony,
Wow.
they should what?
the face.
It is going to be a free DLC upgrade.
It is. That's
Wow.
huge, dude. That is fucking huge.
Good.
That
is
actually
surprising.
That's
yeah.
very
I was about to say that
Um,
actually might sell fucking headsets.
That
but
is wild. Okay.
a good move.
They really should. Sony needs to take their VR headsets and say, "Fuck it, we're making it compatible with Steam." Like we're making it.
I think they
compatible with
will.
PCs.
They did it on the
They
first
have
one.
to, I feel
They
like, you
they
know.
did it eventually on the first one. I think they will.
because that will,
So speaking of the VR 2, it's outselling what the PSVR 1 did, and I think they're around 600,000 units sold.
I think that is only because people were more
well, the
comfortable
the
with VR these
PSVR
days.
1 didn't really have anything to really push it. There was nothing
not
that-
just because of that, but I think it's because people are more interested and more
Yeah.
willing to get into VR these days than they were back when the PSVR 1 came out.
Yeah. But they said sales picked up after that initial launch week was disappointing.
Makes
They have
sense.
picked up. They're at 600,000 units sold, and on an upward trajectory.
I mean, if they were to bring it out to PC though and allow PC like it to be there, like the price point of it actually now becomes competitive. It actually becomes one of the better priced because the units that are capable of doing what it does from a quality standpoint are thousands of dollars. And
The only problem that I have with it is that it's not wireless. It's still wired.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. From what I've heard though, that they handle the wiring very well.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I just think that you've got something like the one that I'm looking at right now, which is the Quest 2, right?
Yeah.
Granted, a great headset. It's a little janky with wireless. Honestly, if you don't have the wireless technology to kind of power that, you're going to get a lot of jank from it. And that's probably why they're doing that, is because it does take a lot. It's going to take a big investment for like ISP. You're going to have to have a decent decent speeds. You're going to have a decent wireless router, everything like that. But
Right.
it's one of those things where like I think that you do need to have wireless in some instances. Like it's not a very good experience when you have a giant fucking wire coming out the back of your head.
So I don't mean to detract from that, but do you guys think this is gonna be a open world? This one?
Well, the first one was
The first
more
one was
like
open world
was like
for-
But
more
it
kinda-
wasn't it more instanced?
Well, yeah,
It
so
was-
you went from zone to zone, but it was a bigger area. It was like a bigger area that you could kind of walk around. So kind of like Dead
So
Island
just-
or Dead
So
Island.
just so the people that know that aren't watching, we are talking about Arizona Sunshine now. We've gone away from
Yeah.
the PSVR 2.
Yeah,
That's
it's
still
still,
Rewind
it's
that.
Still, it's still in the PSVR 2 realm.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Arizona Sunshine is a zombie shooter game.
Shooter.
you know?
Shooter,
Um,
essentially.
yeah.
It's like a zombie survival
Cut 'em up.
game, essentially.
Slash them. Yeah.
This one to me, I feel like because the first one took itself a little bit more serious at first. Like it was, I played it when it first came out, and then I played the iterations of it as it continued the DLCs, which DLCs did a great job. It was nice, and it was fun. This
you know what
one,
this you know what this reminds me of?
it reminds me of
Dead
This
Dead Island.
Dead Island too. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like
100%.
they
I think
took
that's
this
what
at a
they're
Dead
going for
Island. Yeah,
now.
they were like, oh, let's do this, right? Make it funny and quirky or whatever. The problem that I have with this is that, and I get like I think you probably have that with all VR titles. Like the game, like this is not what the game is going to look like. Like this is
no.
not the, so we're not
Though
getting
it might. Like this
Mm.
does look a lot like the
PS5 graphics.
the PS5 graphics, but also it really reminds me very heavily of Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Yeah, I don't know. I still
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna look like that. This game. So I don't know. Is there anything else want to talk about? Anything else about Sunshine 2?
I mean, it's
think
coming out this year.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
coming out this year.
There you
impressive.
go.
And I'm pretty sure that will also be backported, or you'll be able to play that on other headsets as well.
It is. It's coming out to PC. This game I have no understanding.
Competitive shooters on VR. Let's
why-
go, baby.
So
This is not competitive, is it? This isn't PvP.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yes.
I think this is just like a time cop style game. I
Is
don't
it
think
just
this
a time
is.
cop.
Yeah, I don't.
I
think
know
this
there's
is
at
actual
least
PvP.
one that is a PvP game.
I thought that I'm pretty sure this is a second version. Like the original PSVR had, I can't remember what's the name of this game. I can't remember what it was.
Crossfire. I
Crossfire.
don't think
Crossfire.
that this is
That
Crossfire
sounds
Sierra
so
Squad.
familiar.
Crossfire Sierra.
swear I don't
Squad.
think that
I'm pretty
this is
sure
a-
that it was on PSVR and it was a competitive shooter. It was on the first one as well.
It looks
I-
good.
Does it? You
I
think
cou-
this,
I could-
I
I
think
could
this
be
does
wrong,
not look
though.
good. I think
it
this
looks
looks bad.
okay.
I think it looks pretty decent for a shooter. I think it looks pretty good.
I think
mean,
they don't
in
know-
comparison to games that we have currently, like what's that one on the current VR
like,
headsets?
If it's competitive, like Onward or whatever else is.
I don't
Obviously,
think
that
it's.
was
I
what I
don't
was
think it's
thinking.
competitive. It looks like a co-op.
That's what I say. I think it's a co-op, like
shooter.
time cop like style, like going through things. But like, I don't know. Like, here's look at this. Whenever this. Okay, let me pause right here. This gives like what I don't like about it is like it's like is part of it looks cell shaded, part of it doesn't, right?
Okay, so yes, it's a Sierra Squad puts you in charge of a team, and you go throughout 13 mission campaign. You'll eliminate the baddies with your squad mates, providing backup. Once that's
Yeah,
done, the game features 50 additional missions for 2-player co-op.
Yeah.
blah, blah,
So it's
blah.
it's just
so
a campaign
it's just
shooter.
campaign game. But like,
Yeah.
if you look at this, and again, if you're not here live, what we're looking at is basically a screen grab of this. Tell me that this does not look cell shaded. Like there's part of this that looks like
mean,
it's cell shaded,
The
part of
back
this it's not.
wall kind of.
Like this back wall back here looks cell shaded. This guy right, like if I can I like
I think that the wall you're looking at the cell shading in the wall because of the grout, but
I'm just I don't
know.
know.
To me, the my gripe is like the actual, like that guy snipe shot to that guy like did not look great to me. I mean,
again,
there's
granted,
no
it's
actual,
VR.
like-
I
Like
get it, but-
it's hard to snipe in VR.
no, not his
Are you,
accuracy, bro.
are you
Oh,
talking
okay.
about the head didn't
The-
explode?
Yeah, head didn't explode. Like he just kind of
Yeah.
like got boom, and then some blood came out, and that was it. Like there,
I so what my
and,
gripe,
and again, one thing that I'll say is like it's VR. Like
Well,
you're not gonna get
I understand,
high
but
fidelity
Yeah,
gruesome
but-
gore out of a VR game.
I disagree with that because like if you look at like Horizon,
yeah,
the
we
VR
just
that they
saw
did that,
Arizona.
like like you
Sunshine
can
who
get
were doing
very
that.
Well,
with
we
this
didn't
headset-
see any
we didn't
actual
see
gameplay.
gameplay,
so-
but
so-
they've done it. But they've done it in the past.
But like I my issue here is that I'm like this it doesn't seem to like push VR forward in a direction. Like this seems very old school, like 5 years ago VR, right? Like okay, double guns, like kind of waving
Okay, listen.
everywhere. Like I don't-
We've heard Sin go on this old school talk about games looking old school and stuff, but
Jesus.
this is one I can agree with him on. I'm with you on this one, man.
Yeah, I think it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sure. I mean,
It looks like Fear, kind of.
No, I don't think it looks that bad. Fear was
Yeah, I
rough.
think it looks fun.
I mean, it looks fun, but just like I can definitely see the graphic. Like it doesn't
I can
look.
I can just name 17 to other games that do
great.
the exact same shit VR wise.
Yeah.
That,
I
you know,
mean,
that's this, like,
we're not talking about the fact that like there's not a lot of
what,
I
am.
variety.
I am
Well,
talking
yeah.
about
variety. In
That's
it,
what
like,
I am saying though. Like I just don't see
Yeah.
the point in
The
this. Like,
game, gameplay wise, sure, it looks fun and whatnot, but like I don't think,
Go-
like
yeah.
Sin said, they're not pushing on.
That's
Go-
that's
I don't
just a problem of the entire VR industry right now. Like they're not pushing any kind
Yeah.
of variety out. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the PSVR. That's just
I'm not saying a PSVR. I'm
They're
saying
just going
VR
down
in
the same
general. Like
road.
just pick out
I'm
another
just going off the
17,000
game,
thing. Like this
yeah.
game, like you see, okay, so now we're on Synapse. This is the next, next game that they're showing. Yeah, like this game is still in the shooter genre, but they're doing some cool different things. Like great, like this gives me like a Half-Life Alex vibe.
but they're
like,
not really doing cool new things. It's the exact same shit from fucking, like you said, like Half-Life Alex and
Boneworks.
what's it called? There's that
Boneworks.
one, yeah, like Boneworks, but
Boneworks.
there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. I was literally talking about it last night.
There, you talking about the other Boneworks?
No,
Well,
It's the one super hot. Super
Oh,
hot.
Super
Like there,
Hot,
it
yeah.
literally just looks like Half-Life Alex, Boneworks, and Super Hot to me.
right, but
Bad.
we don't Half-Life Alex is to the quality of what Half-Life Alex is.
What
We've
what
never
are
had
you
any.
wanting from the VR space
Uh,
specifically? Like,
no,
what do you want to see coming from this
I
like
think this is
emerging
great. I think
industry?
this is cool. I think this is great. What I'm just saying about that one specific game is that Smilegate game is just like I could literally, if I took that game and you didn't put a name to it, didn't put anything, and I could go grab 7 other games that are the exact same exact shit of that, and you would not be able
Yeah.
to tell a difference.
I
You know
can
what I
see
mean? Like
that
that's
argument. No,
that's
I
my
can.
Yeah.
that's
because
my point. Like it's not that the game is bad or whatever. I'm just saying like to be in a showcase of this nature, I think this is great. I think Resident Evil 4, great. I think the Arizona Sunrise
Especially
2,
since it's
sure,
free.
great.
Holy.
Like that's all great. This is
yeah.
John in my mind. This pushes the boundary of VR a little bit farther, right? Horizon, great. That pushes the boundary. But if I go into Steam and I pull up fucking VR games and I put shooter, you're gonna see the same shit that you just saw with Smilegate's game. And I'm just kind of like, okay, like I don't know.
Kind of a copy paste shooter.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
No,
like,
I gotcha.
why?
Yeah,
know?
no, I get that.
Let's talk about Synapse though, because I
yeah.
think Synapse does look really,
It does
really
look good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Synapse,
I-
that looked pretty dope.
I
This
think
is the second time I
Synapse
think we've
is a
seen it.
very
Yeah.
interesting. It is. We saw
Yeah.
it in their summer showcase or whatever
Yeah.
it was recently. But I think that like, granted, I think that it does look like those games that I mentioned earlier, but I think that they do it in a very artistic way, and I think they do it in a very interesting way where they're bringing certain aspects of each of those into play very very nicely. I think they did a really good job with it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and I think that what we talked about, like it looking like super hot. And again, for what for anybody that's not here live, by the way, if you haven't gotten the gist, come watch us live, guys. Is it's basically like you're moving across the world, in a fast paced genre, and like you're using powers in the world around you to kind of take out enemies, and the color scheme is very
I
super
like
hot.
that fist crush thing. Like he
Yeah.
picks up the barrel and then he crushes it and then
Yeah.
makes it explode.
I think I think this is a very, I get like the time trial
also-
style.
it also
Color
gives
scheme
me-
is really cool.
It also gives me very heavy Into the Radius vibes too, with like the
Oh, I
weird
forgot about
enemies,
that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
like the weird like dreamscape or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
I think too, like just again the ability that they're, you're getting superpowers or wow, that's coming right. That's right around the corner. You're getting like
Yeah.
futuristic power, superpowers, or what do you want to call them? Telekinetic powers, and the gun. Like it's cool. I think it's really cool. Beat Saber is the
Why are we
next thing
seeing
up,
Beat Saber again?
because Beat
That's-
Saber is coming to PlayStation
Because
5.
Beat Saber's came to the PlayStation. Yeah,
It's never been on
like,
PlayStation.
I don't think so. I don't think it was on the PlayStation for the
mean,
the first one.
I have no idea. It's just why I asked. I thought it
Beat
was.
Saber always wins though.
Dude, this game sells a shit ton. This game
Oh,
sells
yeah.
fucking.
I mean,
a
this
Beat
is your
Saber
Guitar
win.
Hero
We-
of today's
We
age.
we have a Taxius. Taxi's probably gonna be like, "Why are you outing me on this?" But he loves this shit. He plays this shit all the time.
I
Dude,
love
it's-
this shit, man. I played
I
it for
mean,
the first time
I-
last year on vacation,
Uh,
and it was wild, dude.
It will
Playing
kick
It's
some,
even a
your-
good workout.
It'll kick
playing
your
some
ass, man.
Fallout Boy.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited about. And I'm excited about
Queen
Queen.
music back. Ooh.
Yeah.
so
I'm
so
saying-
pause it really quickly. Pause it.
Okay.
I have a very controversial take right here. I don't think Queen's that great.
You're fucking
Some
high.
instances.
You're fucking
Yeah.
high.
No, bro.
See,
Like
no,
I
no.
like some of their songs, but
You
like
ever
the song
watched
that
Bohemian
fucking
Rhapsody
high.
the movie?
yeah.
Okay, I don't know, because to me, I was not the biggest Queen fan either until I watched that movie. I gained like
No.
a good respect.
I,
for
I,
Queen.
I like Queen and I do respect them. I think that they're a good like the
I
band
thought he
itself.
was overplayed, and I can understand if that's
yeah,
what you
that's
think.
my
Like,
biggest thing is like there's certain
radio overplayed
songs.
for sure.
Yeah, there's
but
certain songs like the one that they played for that specific. I can't remember the name of it, but it's
Bohemian-
extremely
Bohemian Rhapsody.
overplayed one. I don't think they
You're,
played Bohemian Rhapsody.
no,
I can't remember
it's-
which one it
it's-
was.
I think it's Radio killed the. No, not Radio killed the.
No.
Don't Stop Me
Whatever it
Now.
was. Yeah, it was "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yeah,
Yes,
don't
I-
stop
Oh.
me
that was
now.
that's like one of the ones that's played constantly.
Dude,
And
Dude,
Shaun
nuts,
of the Dead
man.
with that song was amazing. you
You're-
can't argue.
I'm not saying that I don't like Queen in general. I'm just saying that like I do think that a lot of their fucking music is overplayed.
You're crazy.
Overplayed, but I still jam
I'm not-
out
I'm
to
not-
that shit.
I'm not saying that it's a terrible band. I'm not saying I don't enjoy some of Queen's songs. I'm just saying that like
You
that is
literally
specific
started this state. I will retract some of the hate now, but
Yeah.
you literally started the statement by saying that they're overhyped. They're overhyped or
Overhyped and overplayed are different to me.
yeah, overplayed.
then
you
I
know, or
misspoke.
whatever else.
Yeah.
Sure, I
That's
can
what I
agree.
meant.
I can agree.
I
Yeah,
can't because I
overplayed.
think I love their music, but
But right, me too. But like you hear it on the radio,
It's
like
constant,
every other
yeah.
song. Yeah.
No
Like,
shit.
not
I
not
literally
just
have
the radio, not just the radio, like anything, commercials,
Anything,
fucking
sure.
TV shows, fucking movies, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a great band, dude. Enigma, don't
overplayed,
ever
maybe
call my
not
wife anymore
overhyped.
because I'm gonna tell her that you said that. I'm gonna just tell her. I'm gonna tell her exactly what you said.
She gonna
that
fucking set a hitman out for me now.
She is going to
She
drive
will,
you and beat the shit
will
out
be
of
the
you.
hitman, bro.
Dude, she is a huge Queen fan, like huge
God.
Queen fan,
Huge.
So, all right,
Huge.
so let's come into Beat Saber. You know,
Beat Saber's coming to PlayStation.
and
5.
Beat Saber's coming to PlayStation. What was wait? This is
Not actual gameplay.
This is Marathon. Yep, this is Marathon.
This
so
is
we're done with the
Marathon, yes.
we're done with the
Done with the VR.
the VR, and now
Getting close to the end of the showcase as well. Like we've got a couple of big ones. So if you guys have any questions or if you guys have any comments or any inputs, please put it in the chats and we'll touch base on at the end of the show like we usually do.
Yeah.
So
And if anybody ever has any comments, questions, or concerns after the fact, hit us up on our emails or Twitter or Discord, wherever.
Join the
you know?
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah.
So what are your I am hearing so many like
I
back and
never
forth
even
different things
knew
about
about this
Marathon.
title.
Yeah, I've legitimately never even heard of it. Bill,
Yeah.
like
So,
you telling
yeah.
me the other day that this was a
It was
That
for
was
the
the
like
first
an
I heard of
original.
it.
Macintosh back in
This is-
'94.
Yeah, this is literally the first time I've ever heard of it,
I
and then I
gotta
went back.
see
I went back and looked at
this.
like old footage of it, and it's just Doom for Macintosh.
It was rough. I'll say that. Like it is a cult classic. It's a cult it has a very big cult following. As do most of like any kind of older games of that
Oh, sure.
era.
Yeah. Definitely Doom. I see that. Yeah.
The weirdest thing though is like, why the fuck did you pick this and then turn it into an extraction shooter?
Well, and I told you that.
Because-
I told you that last night. Like this is a brand new
All extraction
studio.
shooters now.
So this is a brand new studio for Sony, and
This is not a
essentially
brand
what
new studio, this is
Sony.
This is Bungie.
You mean
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A brand new
he means
acquisition
under-
for
acquisition.
for
Sony.
Sony.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's different than
This
brand
is
new
a brand
studio.
new studio acquisition
Yeah.
for Sony. And in order to make that studio acquisition profitable, they have to get games out of Bungie. The cheapest way to get games out of Bungie is to use already pre-existing IPs.
But you could
correct?
have you didn't no, you could have just
Yes,
it's not like what,
because then they don't have to pay for copyright for those previous ones.
what,
They don't have to
copyright a
pay for
fucking
copyright
name?
for new IPs. Yes,
it doesn't
100%.
cost that much to copyright a fucking
It
name.
100% costs a shit ton to copyright
You're
shit.
I could go copyright a name right now for under fucking $2,000. Easy.
Go
You're
copyright, the day before.
you're not a multi-million-dollar franchise, bud.
What does it matter? I still could.
If
copyright a fucking-
Sony goes to copyright something, they're gonna get charged out the ass. 100%
Absolutely.
for a
They-
new
that
IP.
is- that- I don't agree with you on that. I don't think that's I think
I mean, you cannot agree with me, but that's how
They're
fucking
not-
that's how it fucking works.
it doesn't. I'm telling like there is no shot that they're looking at me like we only doing this because of the copyright reason. They are doing this because of the nostalgic reasons of saying, hey, there are people out there that love Marathon and that are going to be dumb enough to buy this game. Even though it's not going to like the only shot that this have about being close to Marathon, especially because they're taking it to an extraction shooter, is that it's fucking name. That's it. Like there is not going to be one element of this game that's going to be like maybe a gun or two guns in it or whatever else. But that's fucking it, dude. There's no shot that they're gonna.
Can I
don't
say
know.
though, I really dig the visuals of this. I think it actually visually looks really cool.
But
But
will it be
again
good?
know nothing about Marathon, and again, it's an extraction shooter that we've seen so many of in the past couple years, 3 years, 4 years. And
Well,
I don't
will
know.
it be good?
Also, a
Will it be
game that's
good is
coming
the
to
big
Xbox,
question.
I think, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it's all fronts, which is a good sign.
Wait, it's coming to PC.
it's coming
yeah.
PC, Xbox.
I wouldn't doubt
everything.
it. Yeah, it's Bungie. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Bungie
But,
owned by
Sony said
Sony.
whenever they bought Bungie that they would not force Bungie to be.
Well, they can't.
exclusive.
They legitimately cannot do that anymore. not after what they did with
after
the
this,
yeah.
But
I don't know.
so the next thing that we're seeing, right, is
Oh,
Jesus.
Sorry.
okay. Well,
I had
there-
to.
Whew.
you can do peek and post, buddy. That's on you.
that's okay.
Um,
That's okay.
This one is man, like
Wait,
what
wait. Is this
This is Destiny 2.
2?
This is Destiny 2.
Yeah.
There it is.
This is Destiny 2, but this right here is absolutely. If you're, I get Destiny. Like I like Destiny. I'm enjoying
they're
Destiny.
bringing back
you,
Cade.
Can you quit yelling? Holy fuck! I like just please understand everybody. Like I like Destiny 2, but I'm not a huge I'm not a fanboy of Destiny 2. This is absolutely because they're getting shit right now, and they need to do something to
Bro,
like get
I
out
don't-
of the.
I
out
don't
of the
bring
heat.
people back.
I don't fucking care, man. They brought Cade back. I'm happy. I will go back to fucking Destiny 2 now. Like legitimately, I have been saying, and I will fucking call you motherfuckers out on this because you have told me for
Whoa.
fucking years they
What?
will never bring back Cade. Bitch,
don't-
what now? What you
Be-
got to say now, Sin? What you got to
because-
say now, Sin?
Why in the lore
What you gotta
of
say now, Sid?
everything, it doesn't make sense to bring back Cade. Like they are like this is like
don't
the ultimate-
don't give me the lore shit. You fucking barely followed the lore to begin with.
I
It
know
didn't
the
make sense for
lore
them to
of it, right?
fucking kill Lake Cade in the first place.
I get it, but what the lore that I have followed in this is like the Guardians themselves of like who they are replacing and how they're replacing,
Giving
and
me
they completely
giving me this lore shit like you're a
didn't you have
fucking
to,
lore master or some
No,
shit.
it just
Didn't
doesn't
you have to like download an app to get the
fucking
lore
make-
anyways?
You have to download that to get like some of the like yes, like there's extra
Giving
lore
me
that's
this lore shit like you actually read shit. Please, come
God.
on.
Do
Dude,
you,
I'm
do you
just
have that
saying-
app on your phone, Sin?
No, but
Yeah.
for God's sake, can I let me take a breath to fucking tell you. It's just the fact of like the different like Zavala, Cade, and Ikora. Like those three, you have a hunter, you have a fucking you have the a
Warlock.
Titan,
Guardian
and you have
and a warlock,
and a
and a
warlock.
hunter.
You have the three. That's the three. You have those three. They each have their own like person that is in charge of that guild or whatever you want to fucking call it. They took out Cade and replaced him with another character, right? And he is still there. Like it's just the retconning. I don't like when they do this in like in MCU or not in the MCU, but in Marvel movies or superhero movies, and they do that kind of retcon bullshit. I don't like when they do it in Star Wars. It doesn't fucking make sense. If you kill a character off, they fucking kill him off. This is just a play to be like, yo, I'm doing this because I
care,
need
bro.
you guys to suck
Hey,
my dick.
I don't care.
Hey,
Is he
Celia
gonna be
makes
Cade
a good
7?
point.
I don't
Celia
care.
in chat makes a good point saying, so we're letting Cade sacrifice mean nothing.
Exactly.
Cade's sacrifice already fucking meant nothing. There
It
was no
didn't, though.
reason for
It
him to fucking
didn't.
sacrifice.
That whole entire expansion was about the fact that he died and
I
they
don't know,
killed
man.
him. Like that I'm sorry. Like it does. Celia, you are 100% right. Like that makes Cade's sacrifice demeaning and worse shit. And when they retcon stuff like that and they
Nah,
do
bro.
crap like that in other series,
Bring it back.
it's garbage.
I'm happy.
Oh,
I'm
you're a
happy.
Shill.
I'm
You're a fucking
happy.
shill.
I'm
You're a
glad. I'm
Destiny
glad they
shill.
fucking learned their lesson and they're bringing him back. 'cause
They ain't
there was
learning their
absolutely
lesson. They need to sell
fuck all no
copies.
They
reason.
need money.
They need money.
Absolutely. I'm not saying they don't, but there was absolutely fuck all no reason for them to kill Cade. They
Hey,
could have
this
killed
is-
any other fucking character and
this
been
is
completely fine.
Concord. We know nothing about it. They literally show. I thought this
Yeah,
was
they literally
another
showed
Destiny thing. I was like, oh, the Destiny shit.
No.
Like if you look at it, it looks legitimately just like the Destiny
I
shit.
know. I thought we were still watching Destiny.
We completely glassed over it as well. I was too excited about Cade coming back. They are having a Destiny thing in like
Showcase. Yeah,
what,
they're
2
doing a
weeks?
they're doing a Destiny showcase.
Is it next
in-
month or is it in a couple months? I can't
Hold on,
remember what it was.
I'll 8/22. So next August, 2 months.
Couple months. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Concord. We got nothing. We saw nothing. We just saw a ship going through hyperspace with a burger and
It's okay. Cade
And
coming back was much more important anyways.
Hey, but what if Cade coming back is just a prequel story?
I'll be okay with it.
I hope they bring him back just to kill him again.
I know. I was gonna say
Bill?
that too.
Bill, you want to fight? I will fight you, Bill.
Yeah, thought he was
I will
back.
come to your
coming
fucking
when he's
house. I'll
dead.
find you and I'll beat you, sir.
Probably pretty easily. I'm not a fighter.
Gee, don't just give in, Bill. Come on, man.
I'm pretty sure he's like 6 foot something.
we can skip. Okay,
6'3",
I'm,
bro.
I'm a small man.
You could
We're-
say
I'm
his
crippled,
back
though.
doesn't even
I'm,
work.
oh yeah, I was about to say I'm crippled though, bro. It'll be a fair match.
We are going to
Okay.
skip this because they're making a fucking
Gran
movie out of Gran Turismo. If anybody
Turismo
cares.
movie. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't understand why.
That
they
says
had
see why
this.
we're seeing this anyways.
Here's the
I
crazy
had
thing.
no idea.
Based on
why
a
they
true
had
story.
this.
What? Yeah, it's fucking racing. Like a true story. It happens every fucking Sunday.
It's-
Oh my
in
God.
the
It's
South.
based on family, bro. Family.
Family. Yeah. Oh God, please cross Gran Turismo and Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy. God, everything is
Why
Final
is
He's
it
Fantasy.
just
all
got
Final
Final
Fantasy?
Fantasy
He's
on
got
the
Final
brain,
Fantasy on the
man.
brain, bro.
Fast and the Furious. Okay, dude, I wish I could play the audio here because you guys could hear Jim Ryan just talk about like
Jimmy
the most bullshit thing that he has ever said. Well, no, was it this one? Yes, it was, where he was
Yeah,
like,
it was. Yeah.
Sony's all about like inclusive, you know, and allowing people to
I
play
can't-
everywhere.
I can't remember what
No,
he
he
said.
didn't say
It wasn't
that.
it wasn't
Yeah,
like that, but
it was of that nature,
close.
bro. It was like the
It was in
being
that
able to
Where's the
play.
nature.
subs? Where's the subs?
Okay, hold on.
CC,
Oh,
CC.
Yeah. I got it. Okay.
I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something.
100% is to the fact of I swear to God, I think he said to be able to play everywhere. And I know that he's not talking about every console. He's talking about being able to play on the go. But still, after all the shit that you've done, Jim Ryan, you can't ever say I want our gamers to play everywhere. Fuck off. No, you don't. No, you don't.
music.
Yeah, music. All right, here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Before we get into our final game, I have a few announcements to share. A PlayStation innovation is PlayStation innovation are our passion, and that applies to not just what games you play, but how you play them. Later this year, we will launch a dedicated device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5
Yeah.
console.
So
using
he's
remote
talking
play
about their
over
mobile
Wi-Fi.
stuff, obviously.
Which is garbage. This is
Yeah.
garbage. This is fucking
This-
bullshit.
this
is
shit-
ass.
Is this not the
this
this
is
shit-
this is a waste of
This
technology.
shit,
is
this
what
shit
it
makes
is.
me laugh because it literally looks like somebody like photoshopped their like an
It
existing
looks like those
PlayStation
old
controller
Photoshop
and then just
leaks.
and then just stretched
Legit.
it.
But,
This
um,
thing is a POS, man. This is bad.
Is this
I'm-
what the PSP thing that people were talking about?
Yeah, but the problem is
It's-
you can only so it
it's-
streams from your PS5 on a local network. You
Yeah,
can't
on a local
you can't
network.
travel with it. You play it in your
What?
house.
Oh,
so if you
did
wanted
they-
to play God of War on the shitter, you can, but you can't play it on your friend's shitter unless you take the PS5 over there.
Wait, did they confirm that it's only like can be local network? I thought that it was going to be able to be on Wi-Fi.
I was always under the assumption that it would only be on local network.
I'm
Maybe-
pretty sure it's just local network. It's meant to be something for like single TV households and stuff like that.
That is in fact one of the dumbest things you could ever fucking
It
do.
is the dumbest
And that-
fucking
And
I-
do-
I don't
is
know.
That
It might-
controller, is that attached or does that come out like apart?
I think it's attached.
That's a whole unit.
That's the entire unit,
That's
yeah.
the unit.
How are you going to
Well,
store that
well,
thing?
and granted, we don't know that. This might just be like a concept.
This is
I don't know if we
this is
actually
100%. This is
know.
not. It's going to be like
I
that
mean,
boomerang controller
they
that came out a
would-
couple years ago. They ain't going to look
They
like
would
this.
they would mark this
That
as
shit would-
prototype or
that sh-
concept.
That shit would break so
They would
easily,
have to.
dude. Do you know how
Yeah.
easily that shit would break?
Some
I-
kid's gonna get mad, take one end of it, and chuck
Right?
it like a boomerang.
It's.
It didn't come back.
I really hope to God that this is not a local network only.
I don't honestly see how
what's
they
this,
could.
What's this thing called?
Well,
don't
you
think they
call
released a
it a
name on it.
PlayStation
The-
pile of shit. So you know, I
Yeah,
don't,
the
like,
PlayStation POS.
I'm pretty sure.
so-
I'm pretty sure they didn't release a name on it. It's just it was just.
Project
They're-
Q.
yeah,
Right, yeah,
Project
that
Q
was
is the name.
Well, that's their project name. They obviously they're going to have an actual name for it later on. Like I said, this is still very heavily in development.
There was
I'm
some
worried about it.
funny fucking memes that showed up on Twitter with this, where people literally took like they were like, "Yo, I got the new Project Q," and they took the Switch and duct taped fucking two PlayStation
yeah.
controllers
Oh,
on the
yeah.
back of it. It was hilarious, man. Again, chat. What we're looking at is it legit looks like a Switch screen, like an 8-inch fucking Switch screen with two DualSense split in half
The
attached.
No-
DualSense
knowing-
controller slapped on it and super glued to the corners.
Knowing any Sony product too, how hot do you think that thing's gonna run in battery life wise? How bad do you think that's
I mean,
gonna be?
if it's being designed to be a streaming
Cloud-based,
device,
yeah,
like a
stream-based, I
cloud-based, so
mean,
it's
still.
not going to be hot. It's not like there's any like huge moving parts or anything like that in there. But
I don't know,
yeah.
but this is still Sony where they have jet engines as consoles.
What's sad is that this, like, the PSP was legit amazing. Like the
Well, it was
amazing
ahead of
piece of
its
hardware.
time, is
Like,
the
I
worst
loved my
problem.
Vita, dude. I loved
Yeah.
my Vita, and that thing was a fucking legit amazing piece of hardware. And this is the iteration that we get. It's a joke. Like, it's a joke. And if this is
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't know why. Like, if this is still prototype tech, like, why show it now? Like, why like not just kind of like hold and perfect this and show it later? But
because they're trying to fight with Nintendo.
Yeah, it's weird, man. So it's not clear whether it's just local home Wi-Fi or if it will be like
The
on the go
the way
Wi-Fi.
think it
the way
has to
that
be
they
on the
talked
go.
about it, it
But
sounded
it
like it was
is,
only going to be local
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
I don't know, like
Well,
But
I guess,
but
you
my
have to
my
turn
only
your PlayStation on and leave
yeah
it on while
my
you're on
my
the
only
go.
my only point of it possibly being like something that you could take outside is they also released the information coinciding with the wireless headset, the wireless earphones. So I don't know.
yeah. Well, this is the one that thinks that that makes me think that you guys might be right as far as it being a local area network, because it says games must be installed on PS5 console.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally
That
yeah,
It's just a screen
Yeah.
share.
it's a screen share. It's a screen share device, effectively.
That's so stupid.
It's dumb.
that's
It's
poo-poo
real dumb.
caca.
It's big dumb. It
Yeah,
might be
makes
the
no sense.
biggest dumb, and we don't
Yeah.
know a price for it.
$700, more than the PlayStation
And
itself.
okay. And so
then
now we're getting what, a PlayStation
Earbuds.
AirPods?
PlayStation
Yeah.
branded earphones, yeah.
Earbuds.
Yeah.
Or earbuds.
But
I
this
hate
you
these
can't.
kinda
This
earbuds,
this
too.
you can take with you. And
These
play, I mean, it's
they
Bluetooth.
do, and these
Yeah.
ones do seem like they might be something, because he was talking. They were talking about these being like designed with like low
Oh.
latency, like very.
Sorry,
low
they only
latency.
Bluetooth to the PlayStation POS piece of shit.
No shit, that'd be funny.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yep. And then surprising letter players, and I want to thank all for unwavering support for PlayStation as we spent all the money trying to stop the acquisition. All right.
Lossless audio over Bluetooth.
To everybody
That was it, yeah.
just listening to the stream, that is exactly what he said.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I may have added a okay, so we are at time for the show. This is a 15-minute.
It's a 12 to
12
15
minute-
minutes.
12
yeah.
minute.
Can we talk about the headphones real quick?
Yeah, sure. Let's go
Just real
back.
quick.
Yeah.
You guys, well, I don't know. I know you guys don't forget, but a lot of people, when we're talking about like, I feel like it's weird that they brought it up
I
at
just
a
fucked up.
PlayStation showcase. Sony has some pretty decent headphone
Yeah,
technology.
they've got a pretty decent tech. Like all of their technology is usually pretty decent, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
So I'm actually kind of intrigued because I'm myself looking into a pair of wireless earbuds that aren't Apple.
I don't
I'm
know, I
just
might
I'm
be
just
an Apple
curious.
show, but AirPods have always fit my ears like beautifully.
I'm
perfectly.
just I'm
Brett
just
likes
curious
her
what
AirPods,
the I'm just curious what the quality is going to be on them. If it's going to be one of those things where like you continuously have to buy new ones or what.
So
Yeah.
as someone that works in the peripheral industry, right? For this, like earbuds, and quality and sound, especially when you're talking about gaming, is extremely difficult to do. That's why if you go and look, right, like if you look up like wireless earpods, or earbuds, like in-ears, because in-ears are the next future. Like whether it's bone technology.
That's what
or-
I'm wearing right now.
or-
Is
or
in
earpods.
ear monitors. Yeah.
They are the kind of next step, right? But doing it well is extremely fucking difficult. Like extremely fucking difficult. Like
Yeah.
not to say that that Sony can't nail it, right? But if they do, they'll be maybe the
They
first
won't be
company
the only. They'll
to be
be
able to
one of
do
the only. Yeah.
wireless. Now
There's a couple of decent like wireless earbud manufacturers out
I
there.
mean, Apple. I think Apple does it decently.
gaming. Have you played video games with those things? Like not on your phone?
Yeah, I actually have.
They're dog shit.
I mean, what are you looking for? I don't know. They're
I-
not.
I mean, I'm
terrible.
looking
They don't
for-
give you like surround sound. They don't
Oh,
give you like.
Well, then why the fuck why am I going to use them in a game like
Well,
in most?
don't-
in-
Oh
you-
god.
I
in a
mean,
game-
I'm saying they're not terrible. I think they're just. Oh,
well,
they're
yeah,
they're
but
decent.
our chat said the exact same thing. I could go buy a $19 pair of skull candies that'll give me a better soundscape than what those things will for fucking however much I want to snort cocaine off of Tim,
not
whatever
Skull
was his
Candy.
name.
Skull Candy is dog water.
They're better from a game standpoint. Skull candies are better from a soundscape than what those Bluetooth headphones are.
I don't know. Anyways,
Apple,
have you
Apple is
noticed
superior on music though.
music for sure? That's all I was talking about. Honestly, I mean, I would.
Not if you put them
wouldn't
into
even
a
say-
non-Apple device. Like you can Bluetooth those to non-Apple devices, and they don't sound as good. I'm sorry, they don't.
No, I mean they're aight, but I don't think they're like crap.
They're not worth the money. Like if I'm comparing them to
Well, yeah,
this,
but
I'm not going to spend the
I-
money on them. Like why would I do
I'm
that?
not spending the money to buy earbuds anyways for gaming at this moment.
Right, but that's what we're talking about. I'm not talking like if we're gonna talk about earbuds or earpods or whatever else for listening to music. Well, yeah, let's start talking about Bose and let's start talking about Audio Technicas and whatever else. I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about gaming,
I mean,
it's
if these really, if they, I mean, if they come out and like they have like great surround sound and all that kind of stuff, like, I mean, that would be great then for gaming. I get
Yeah.
you. I get you now. I get what you're putting down.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so the big
Close
go
of
ahead.
the showcase.
The closeout of the showcase, the big thing, the big, you know, was Spider-Man 2. Or no,
I low-key thought this was Turok.
So did I,
Shut
dude.
up.
Dude, so did I.
So many people
I
did.
legit, like, I was sitting there fucking streaming and I was like, why are they bringing out another Turok, bro? Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
So
But
we're not
then,
gonna play through this entire thing because this is a 12-minute trailer.
It's a
I want to hit
long
some
fucking video.
highlights.
Can you get to the point where Bully Maguire comes in? Have you guys seen those memes yet?
Yeah.
I have no
they're
idea.
great.
That's why I'm like, why is this funny?
He
I don't
saves
understand.
he saves a civilian, and he just chucks him on the ground.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can find.
Oh,
that
yeah,
part.
yeah.
Hilarious. You
It's
seen
towards
that?
the end. Yeah,
It's towards the end, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So there's a lot of people that are also pissed off about this. Because they're
Why?
because they're saying that this is basically old set. It's like PlayStation 4. It looks like what is that game? Infamous, Second
Yeah.
Son,
Second Son.
you know, style,
Prototype.
like yeah,
Like
prototype.
yeah.
Prototype, yeah.
People are kind of all over the place with it.
Prototype underrated.
Is it because they don't like the symbiote?
Definitely underrated.
The
Yeah.
what?
Is it
I
because
don't,
people don't like the symbiote gameplay?
I don't know. I mean, I do have an issue with the symbiote stuff, but it's not because of the gameplay. It's because of like, again, I'm an MCU person, or I'm a Marvel person. So yes, I'm like, this is not comic book like accurate with some of the things that he's doing. But I'm not gonna be like, fuck, the game looks like shit. Like, no, I'm like, okay, well, I can.
They
it's not
made
my favorite.
some changes
Yeah.
just for the sake of gameplay.
Yeah, so it's not.
They made a
it's
lot
not
of changes just for the sake of
Well,
gameplay.
yeah, the Craven
Like, what
looks like
kind of
he's
changes?
well. One, Craven looks like he's fucking roided out. Two, the suit, the suit here is like where. So okay, if you look at Miles Morales' suit, if you look at
It's like
the suit that like
segmented
Spider-Man
almost.
wore, it's very comic book accurate. Like it is very very close to the comic books.
Right.
If you look at the symbiote suit, it is not. It is
Yeah,
like
that's the first thing I noticed.
there's like it's like it's like there's like armor on top.
It's like
and
a
then
living suit on
the,
top
the,
of armor.
the,
yeah.
the suit beneath looks very weird and like the symbol great. They nailed that. They nailed like his like symbol. That's what the Venom.
I think
suit
they nailed
looked
the
like.
eyes really well as well.
Yes and no, but it almost has too much Venom eyes. Again,
It does have
I'm
a lot of
nitpicking
Venom
the
eyes,
shit
but
out of it, right?
I'm not nitpicking it in the way of like I don't think they nailed it on like comic book accurate. I think that it just looks good. I think
Yeah,
they did a really
yeah,
good
Oh,
job.
that
it's-
slingshot looked
it's a-
fun.
So
Like,
one thing that I want to point out here, okay, and maybe I know that
Yeah.
Sin didn't notice it. Maybe I'm the only one that noticed it, right? The one thing that I was really impressed with is the fact that there's two things. One,
I just noticed
it
something
doesn't
too. I want to point out.
it doesn't look like they're going to be separating Miles Morales and Peter Parker Spider-Man. It looks like we're going to be able to swap between them when it comes to like doing certain missions. If you're in Harlem or if you're over where Spider-Man's at, it looks like we're going to be able to swap between them. Two, one thing that I really, and it's a very small detail. Did you guys notice the UI change, the color on the UI change between Spider-Man and Miles Morales?
Yeah. So Spider-Man has like
It's subtle. Yeah, it's nice.
a black. Well, when he's in the black.
When he's in the
Spider-Man suit,
Venom, it's like black and
it's
white.
black and blue, yeah, or black and white, and
Yeah.
then here
And
it
then,
goes
and
like
then
light
when,
blue and
when you switch to
purple,
Miles Morales, it's like blue, purple,
Which is
like,
good. I think it's
very
cool.
neon. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. There was just something small that I was like, that's kind of a cool little like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, it's
Now,
cool.
did you guys notice? Here's something I just noticed that this Spider-Man and Fortnite finally came full circle and stealing ideas.
Oh yeah, you know it.
What are you talking about?
Because did you see the air tunnel that
Oh,
he wingsuited
yeah.
through? That's straight from Fortnite, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Epic shields, bro. Sony's an epic shield now.
Yep.
The,
I like that it seems like they're actually gonna pretty much nail the morality between the two too.
That
Because
is, yeah.
I don't know if you were watching whenever
Yep.
Spider-Man was going with the Venom suit. He had no regard for human life
Oh,
or
Gave
absolutely.
safety
zero
Yeah,
with
he
that
was
fucks,
stuff.
slamming
bro.
them.
Whereas
and
everything that Miles Morales is doing here, he's like making sure that nobody's falling too far or like
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. The big complaints that people have about this is they're saying like, again, it feels like old school tech. We're not getting anything new. Like it feels like we're getting the same like engine, the same abilities. Like it's nothing. Which I'm like, dude, it's
I
Spider-Man.
mean,
Like what the fuck do you want? I mean,
I
I don't know,
don't.
man. Like
Yeah,
it was a good game. Like you guys. What shocks me
they
is
said
like,
the same thing about God of War, didn't they?
I was about to say
Like,
they
yeah.
said the same thing about
But
God of War,
what-
and
what-
I was about to bring that up. Is like,
yeah,
I think what they gotta realize is like if they're looking for new tech, like both of these games were developed pretty much the exact same time. Like both God of War and this game were in development at the same time, more or less. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get insane fucking updates for like engines and shit.
right.
What I also
Like-
too, I'm like, I don't understand it. Where I'm like, we went through a period where remember Uncharted? Like Uncharted was the same
Yeah.
shit over
Yeah.
it was
and
all,
over
but
and over.
but it
People
was still
loved it.
great because
People loved it.
you got different story,
Yeah.
new adventures, and whatever. That's how games used to be.
Yeah.
You know,
And then you have okay, real quick. I do want to talk about something that I want to hit on what you're talking about, Bill, too. But if you just look at this is cinematography. Like I love cinema movie. I like when directors and game developers do this. But like if you look at like like the lighting of how they do this, like here extremely dark, right? Like just extremely dark, and he never really truly comes into the light. But like if you look at Miles Morales, he is lit up and very like light side. Like it's such a good like little subtle thing that I think that they nail so well. Like what I'm excited about this game is obviously I think it's going to play very well. I think it's going to handle very well. They're going to nail like the movement and the fluidity of Spider-Man.
And
But-
Insomniac don't miss.
can you get your
Yeah.
cursor off the video?
Oh, sorry.
Like a
The
teacher
the
in high school.
the one thing that I have to have in this game, like it has to be there, or else this game's shit. Is a Tobey Maguire dance suit?
Oh my god,
Black
you're
yeah.
suit.
not- you're
Has
not
to
gonna-
be there.
you're not-
Has to be
Blizzard-
there, bro.
You don't think so?
Lizard's hype.
Dude,
Blizzard looks fucking dope,
I-
dude. Blizzard
I-
looks like a fucking Godzilla
I
clone, man.
don't like this. Is where I do have some issues with this. Where I'm like, I didn't mind the Spider-Man thing.
Is Lizard 2 monster for you?
It's fucking like it's
He's-
not
he's
Dr.
too
Connors,
big.
dude. And if
Yeah,
you
it's
look at
not Dr.
Craven,
Connors.
Craven is
Yeah.
jacked, bro. He is
Yeah.
fucking.
They took a
huge.
lot of liberties on both of them, and I'm sure they're gonna do it on a lot of the other big baddies that we see in the game. But
I didn't mind it in the first like Spider-Man where it was like, okay, cool, like Doc Ock was his character was a little bit different, but for the most part, he kind of stayed the same. Vulture was very the same, Shocker was the same, Kingpin. But dude, they roided the shit out of Craven, and they make Dr. Connors look like a fucking demon, bro. He is
they make him look like
he-
Godzilla,
Death
dude. Like
Claw.
100%.
Dude,
They make
he
him look
is
like Godzilla.
insane.
When he's swimming in the ocean right there, I got flashbacks of like the 2011
yeah, he
Godzilla.
Is, he is so big, so big. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't know. Like, I think this game.
I don't know why people are bitching. Like I really don't understand why people are bitching. Granted, I will 100% go back and say I had an issue with God of War, the latest one, simply because again it felt like it was just the same game. There wasn't really a whole bunch
So
of
you're bitching just like people
Yeah.
are bitching about this?
I mean 100%. Like again, like I said, I can see why they're talking about it, but again, I'm looking at it like God of War. I feel like they did.
How many years was there between God of War 1 and God of War 2?
2019 or
It's
2018
like
to
4 or 5.
Yeah, there's at least a 5-year development.
And what is it here? Is it same time?
Probably 4 or 5, more or
So,
less.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's about the same, right? Because both of the first Spider-Man and God of War came out around the same time.
You know what I'd love for that? I know it's not gonna
Miles
happen.
Morales was 20.
Oh, there was Miles Morales too.
It was
Yeah.
at least 3 because Miles Morales has been out for a while. And
Yeah, it was
we just
2020
barely-
was
yeah.
Miles Morales.
I would love for them to do I like to be able to play co-op. Like one person plays one person. I know they're not gonna do it, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
they'll do it. But yeah, like I was trying to say, like I can understand where people are coming from with like God of War, because I had that same complaint of God of War. But then again, I'm looking at it now and I'm like, I mean, what do we want?
It's kind
You
of
know?
petty, kind of
Yeah,
like a
like
little.
what do you want? Like
Yeah.
you're getting a huge game.
And
Like
plus,
granted,
I
yeah,
honestly
it's the
just
same
seeing
shit.
this.
It's a
I'm
bunch of the same
seeing
stuff, but
I'm seeing some innovation though in this already compared to the first one. I mean, they're
I
not.
can kind of
It's not.
see where they're saying like the PlayStation 4 graphics, because that water does not look great right now. Like
Kind of looks milky.
it looks really bad. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the problem with water in a lot of games.
it is for sure. But I don't think this is on Unreal Engine 5, is it?
No.
No, it's
Yeah, I
four
don't think
still.
so. Yeah.
Or
Um,
is it
I really
their
like
own
Blizzard,
engine?
man.
I like him too. I
mean,
think it looks dope.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with him per
Fisherman?
se. I just am
Yeah.
like, this is not Doc Con. Like, this is not Dr. Connors.
Right.
Like,
Well,
you
it's,
know.
it's not
No,
the it's not
definitely
the
an
it's not the comic
exaggerated,
book. It's not the
yeah.
comic book. It's just their version of it. They've taken liberties on it.
Yeah,
So
they
Advantage
definitely
of.
they're gonna
Look
take
how
liberties
fast
on
he
it.
is.
Yeah, That's
Yeah.
scary,
He's
man.
a beast, man.
That's scary though.
Yeah.
But we're about to come up on the scene that you're talking about, where you know,
They do a really good job with that. Where
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we were talking about it last night. Me and Sin were that it's like they do a really good job of like showing, just like you said before, like the cinematography and everything like that, but also just in Peter's attitude. Like he goes from like being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to not the so
Maguire,
friendly
it
neighborhood
is.
Spider-Man.
which I mean, I'm happy about, because
Get out of there.
They needed to, because like his character, if they wouldn't not have done that and like not shown the
Yeah.
symbiote suit, you know, taking over his attitude, you know, and changing him, you know,
Was that the spot you were talking about there? With
Yeah,
it was.
kinda
where he just
tossing that
tosses
guy to
him.
the
Yeah,
side?
that was it right
Yeah.
there.
and then right here when the eyes change, it's very subtle, but you see
Oh
like
yeah, you know you could see it.
he's
You
like,
see the glare.
Kind
I
of
think he
like
says, like,
pissed off.
yeah, I'll take care of it, or no, you don't, or we'll take care of it, or something like
Nice.
that.
He says he's got some big teeth, and then he says, so
Oh,
do
yeah.
I.
Yeah, so do I. And the eyes change just enough to be like Venom.
There's a little spike at the bottom of the
Yeah.
a little.
It's
sharp.
like a glare. Yeah.
It's good. It's
Very
When
impressed.
is this coming out?
So we don't think we have a
this year.
release date, do
Yeah,
we?
fall of this year. We just don't
Was
know
it?
the
Okay.
exact date, but fall of this
Yeah.
year. And I don't think that they pushed back the first one. So I don't. Insomniac's pretty good about hitting their targets.
Insomniac doesn't miss.
So I was gonna say
So-
that. I mean, y'all think that? I mean, that could be a contender for Game of the Year possibly.
It's too. It depends on when it falls and when it
Depends
comes
on
in the
when it-
fall.
yeah.
Because
in
if
the
it
fall.
hits too
So
late,
it could be 24.
Yeah.
Could be
So-
next year
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year's.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Next show, I want to kind of run down like, well, we can wait until Summer to Games Fest and we get a few more like releases, because I think doing like a prelude to what we think is going to be contenders for Game of the Year could be fun.
Oh, for
Before
sure.
it actually goes down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that was the PlayStation Showcase, guys, and listeners. And
We are over. You know,
Yes,
we're
that
over
is-
almost by just 10 minutes or so. So
Yeah,
like I said, we blame Sin.
okay, sure. I mean, I did my best, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake, man. I
It's
think I
his
did.
fault,
I think I did a fucking great job. Thank you very much. So,
I can't.
but yeah, I mean, look, I think ultimately, kind of closing statements on this is like, I want to go around the horn real quick. Like, what do you think that the show deserved as much hate as what it's getting? Like, or do you think it was underrated, or do you think it is, you know, where do you put the show out of a 1 out of, let's say a 1 out of 10, and we'll go around the horn. So Bill, I'll have you kind of go first as the PlayStation.
So
you know,
as a showcase for
aficionado.
gamers, I feel like it was probably a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of really good stuff for a lot of gamers to be excited for. I'm pretty impressed with the VR tech, which I know a lot of people weren't. That being said, as a showcase for Sony specifically, it was probably a 4 or a 5.
Wow.
Just
Okay.
because I think the VR was the only real impressive thing that they were showing outside of like Spider-Man. Most of the games were going to be either timed exclusives, or they were just going to release cross-platform on all, which I think is a good thing. But
What could have made it a better
not
showcase for
having
Sony?
a fucking streaming peripheral, like a share play
You
peripheral,
are
be
super
one of the
mad
big
about that.
announcements, and not
Big
a
mad.
PS Vita too.
Big mad.
Having some other like the problem with the exclusives that they showed was none of them were new. They were all stuff that we kind of knew about. They needed something to pair alongside of Spider-Man to really drive that up because we already knew Spider-Man 2 was coming.
So you're meaning
So
in the exclusive line? Is that what you're talking about?
if they wanted it to be more Sony themed and be a Sony win, then yes. Because all we saw here was there's a lot of cool games coming. Be excited for them. Some of them, yes, will be Sony exclusives, but the majority are going to be timed or cross-platform, which is fine. I think they're holding some of their big guns back for Summer Game Fest. I think that's where they're going to drop the next like massive exclusive besides Spider-Man. Along with some other good titles. I think that'll be the
Bloodborne,
gaming showcase.
Well, even if they do Bloodborne PC, it's still not a Sony exclusive. Like, it's nothing for Sony fans to get
Yeah,
excited
but
about.
I think Bloodborne PC would be a huge fucking win for Sony.
I think if they did
Right above that.
Bloodborne remake and then they were to
Yeah.
give it the Demon Souls treatment and then put it on PC, sure. But if they
Yeah.
just do Bloodborne PC, Sony fans are gonna fucking So,
We'll be happy that day though.
I will be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Scruff, your thoughts here?
Well, they definitely don't go like as in depth as Bill. But I mean, overall, like I think it was a decent showing. I didn't get too much out of it for my personal take though, like taste. Like there's a few games that like kind of piqued my interest that a few games I want to see more of. I want to see more of that marathon game, just because I'm curious kind of on how it's gonna really play out. But I don't know. I think there was also a lot of cringe being the handheld fucking shit, the POS. That's just what I'm calling it now too.
Yeah, Sony POS.
It's staying. I don't know. Overall, like I think it's a solid 6.9. You know.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you. And I actually mean that. Like not even as a meme. I think it was mid, but like there was a few interesting points, and even some of the VR stuff. Like I want to get a VR. I just don't have the capability, like the space for a VR yet. I can literally go and touch my ceiling right now. I'm gonna break a hole through my ceiling if I try to play VR. So I want to get that. I want to get into those games because they look really good. Some of them, at least, not that Crossfire bullshit. I think that's it, though. I mean, yeah, no, overall decent, not bad.
Okay,
eager
cool.
to see more in the future in summer.
Enigma, what do you think, buddy? What's your take here?
I think I'm on par with Bill. I'd say this is surprising because I'm not a Sony guy, right? Like I'm not a Sony fan at all. But yeah, I'd say like a 8. I'd even say like maybe an 8.5. I thought it was a decent showcase, honestly. For
I don't think it deserved the hate.
I don't think it
Not the
deserved the
hype.
hate at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think the only thing that I can say that it did deserve the hate for is like it was very slow. Like up until the point that we started seeing like I'd say like
First, I'd say 35 minutes.
I'd say like Metal Gear Solid. After the Metal Gear Solid, even maybe even further than that, maybe even into Dragon's Dogma too. The entire fucking showcase was just kind of was just kind of boring to me. Like there was a bunch of stuff. It came down to like while I was watching and while we were kind of having a conversation about it in my chat while we were streaming, was like I was trying to keep track of like PlayStation exclusive, PC, PlayStation exclusive, and everything like that. And literally, like every game pretty much was a PlayStation and PC. And I was just like, well, there's no reason for me to buy a PlayStation at this point. Like, I don't know. So to me, yeah, I would say 100%, like Bill said, like a solid 8, 8.5 maybe for gamers, but like for Sony itself, I'd say probably like like a 3 or 4. Like I don't think that they represented themselves very well in this one.
Okay.
Personally,
I can't believe I'm going to be the one here to come out and say that like I clap up Sony. I think that it was a solid showcase for them because I think that this shows
growth.
Like we have dog Sony on this show and for 80 some odd
or
episodes.
Bill, man. Poor Bill, man.
You know,
Bill
really,
had to
honestly,
endure
for
that.
80 something episodes, and maybe this is like post trauma, you know, sin,
Yeah, it was-
changed man. I don't know, but
Change of heart.
I mean, I
maybe
still,
Bill's change of heart, and he's starting to go against Sony is just from like our constant like badgering, and he's just like, it's just like PTSD now.
Yeah.
maybe Bill is the Venom Bill, right? Like this is like the dark mode Bill. But no, I mean, I think like still fuck Jim Ryan. I don't like Jim Ryan, but
Okay. Glad we got that on the table.
I will say, like, I think from a Sony showcase, like, I'm proud of them. Like, I think they did a phenomenal job. I think they hit the message that needed to be hit, and so many times over, right? And us too, like we have knocked them for being like, oh, you keep everything behind locked doors. It's all locked to Sony. It's only exclusives. Like you don't like give a fuck about like the greater gamer good. Like you only give a shit about your studios and your things that you're going to care about. And so they went completely full tilt the other direction, right? So now they're showcasing games that are cross platform. They're showcasing games that are coming to other things, but you as a gamer didn't buy maybe you didn't buy an Xbox, right? Maybe you only bought a PlayStation game. Well, you're still getting these games. Like it's still a win. Like it's not a fault that they're saying like we're not holding this shit back. Like I think it's understandable why there's that hate, because Sony encouraged that. Like Sony bred that into their fan base. Like this is, you know, what
this is kind of their fan base lashing out a little bit too.
You know, yeah, and I'm like, you know what? So kudos to Sony and keep on this path, right? Like I think you absolutely need to make games cross-platform, and you need to show your love. Like be a studio that's gonna go out there and want to further games in other places. So I mean, I just
I mean, we could be seeing like the first steps of Sony, right? You know, going.
Yeah, I mean,
the other direction.
Just be posturing, but
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be right.
yeah.
In all of this world, this could be like, you know, and that's what the fear is. It's like I'm like, okay, cool. Like all of the hate that they're getting, are they going to reverse? Are they going to go backward and go now back into this mindset of we got to lock everything down? And when I see a Sony showcase, I have to go back to like, well, that's great, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying a $500 system to fucking wait, you know, to play a game, you know, that I have to wait a year for to play on a PC. Like that's stupid.
Right.
So, you know, kudos to Sony. Keep on this path. Keep doing what you're doing. Yes, the fucking handheld was a piece of shit. You know, if that's the case that we need. Jim Ryan, get him off of screen. I don't ever want to see him again. You know, and aside from that, I loved it. I think it was fun. And Crossfire was a piece of shit. Aside from that, I think the showcase was awesome. I'm going to give it, I give the showcase with those, I'm going to give it on the Sony side and everything. I'm going to give it an 8-9. I think it was a fucking phenomenal showcase. I think they did a great job. Even with my qualms,
Okay.
I think Sin's still sick, guys.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're right.
Just I am a lover of games. I want games to be games. I want them.
I will say this
That's
showcase
why I did
out of
split
any
rating.
Yeah, like it definitely was more for the gamers and the consumer
This was
for
the
once.
first time that we've seen Sony be for the gamers.
Yeah, that.
But again, it could just be posturing because they're under investigations or whatnot. But I would like to think not.
Yeah. So keep it up.
You know what? And we gotta talk about the Activision stuff next week. I just thought about that randomly.
Which one? Like the lawsuit about Overwatch? Overwatch 2 and then fucking closing.
No. They're going after all the old Activision shit.
Oh, whoa. Come back next week.
Yeah,
you'll find out exactly what we were going to talk about.
We'll have it next week. So, all right, we'll chat. We're 30 minutes over, so we're gonna hold questions. Make sure if you guys do have questions or inputs, put it into either again the Discord. Like join our Discord. It's a great place to be able to put in thoughts, comments, engage with other fans of the show, engage with us directly. You know, before the actual show and you know chat with us. Go and send us emails, right? Prepatchpodcast@gmail.com. Send us your emails. You know, go onto the show, post comments onto, you know, the YouTube side, just everywhere, right? Like, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys had a great, enjoyed the show. Thank you to all of our fans and listeners. And, I'm super happy to be back. Thank you again for all the well wishes. And thank you to this crew, Enigma, Bill, and Scruff for holding it down while I was out. So Episode 84 is in the books, boys and girls, and we will catch you guys next week at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, right here on our YouTube and Twitch for 85. See you guys. Bye.
Leave it there too, baby.
Installation.